You are listening to Apex One Radio. Stay with us for the best bet in the new wave of communication. Apex One Radio. Get informed, enjoy, and learn.
Okay, listen to this. No matter how fast a man is, he cannot overrun his shadow. Now get this. No matter how fast a man is, he cannot outrun his shadow. Ain't. The darkness of night cannot stop the light of morning. The darkness of night cannot stop the light of morning. Then, if you ask questions, you cannot avoid answers. Now, listen to this. If you ask questions, you cannot avoid answers. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to African Fiesta number 47, coming to you from Apex One Radio. African Fiesta is a radio way of celebrating Africa's endowment in every aspect of the continent's socio-economic and cultural life. So, how much of Africa do you know in terms of history, geography, politics, economics, culture, tourism, sports, cuisine, you name them? And how much of African music do you get to listen to or dance to? These are the kind of questions we do well to answer just on African Fiesta. African Fiesta brings African values on the platform and presents them to the rest of the world. And in this 47th edition of the show, we celebrate a Cameroonian artist who loves acting wholly and who won't strain to notice it in her films, including Woman, produced by Goretti Echu Egwe and directed by Ken Florence. And the series currently streaming on CRTV, call it Bad Angel, produced by Godwin Ghana and directed by Elvis Tanyu. There is, however, one side of her film production life that isn't properly known by the public, that is makeup. And that some of those telegenic faces commonly seen in modern-day Cameroonian movies is her handiwork, is something to write home about. Gobina Charlotte, however, thinks that there is more to movie makeup than Cameroonians know. In a largely educational interview, the Boya-based actress cum makeup artist tells us the story of her career in these two aspects of the seventh art. She is one of our guests in this edition of African Fiesta and will be speaking live from Boya just right ahead in this edition of the show. Then, his name is Cyril Nambangi. He is a multi-skilled filmmaker and actor who jacks in virtually all the areas of film production and interestingly masters them all. His story is as amazing as the artist himself. That story is what the Dallas-based Cameroonian filmmaker will be telling us in this edition of African Fiesta. Nambangi Cyril joins us right ahead, just on this show. So, don't go away. Cameroonians in the United States of America join their fellow brothers and sisters back at home and the world over to celebrate the country's National Day this Friday, May the 20th. Activities to mark this day are varied and organized from various sectors. Two of those activities are music concerts by our home production and built for Yaoundé tomorrow and Friday. Now, just how has this organization come about and who will be performing at these two concerts? These questions and more will be answered by our home production's Method J, who will be speaking live from Yaoundé in this 47th edition of African Fiesta, just on Apex One Radio. Basketball still making headlines in Cameroon. As the National Elite One Championship rolls on, so too the people who make the game tick. One of them is renowned basketball coach, Efose Emile, who has been totally engaged in recent activities, one of which ferried him out of the country. And just back from the United States, where Efose attended a FIBA-organized conference, the coach explains to us what his mission sought to achieve. Efose will also tell us about the university games that took place in April, and will also assess projects in the National Elite One Championship as far as his club, Volcanic Warriors of Boya, is concerned. He will be speaking live from Boya and will be accompanied by two players of Volcanic Warriors of Boya. Just in this edition of African Fiesta, and still in this edition of the show, you shall be listening to Zita Light and dance group leaders of the top dance competition that is currently going on in Bamenda. Then Nanova, up and coming Cameroonian urban artist, will be joined by her producer Black Baby to tell us about Super Money. In this edition of African Fiesta, Super Money is her latest single, and so the artist will be speaking from Bamenda, while her producer will be speaking from Miami, that is in Florida, United States of America. Just in this edition of African Fiesta, then we have two studio guests today. Angela M is a gospel artist who hails from Kenya. She will be joined by her producer James Kwate, Ghanaian born, and both of them will be here in the studio. to talk about what has been going on in their music careers. And so, for those of you just joining us, we want to say welcome on board Apex One Radio. And thanks so much for joining us. We can't begin this program without giving thanks to He who deserves it. I'm talking about God the Father Almighty, who makes it possible for us to be here every Wednesday to present a fresh edition of African Fiesta. So wherever you are listening to us at this point in time, just bow down your head. Let's say thank you, God, for a while. And we are going to do that with our studio guest who will be here with us right ahead. Her name is Angela M. And you shall be listening and praying with highest praise. Let's go.
Let everyone that has experienced God's love and faithfulness break out in praise. For the many times we've called to God in our desperate conditions and He got us out in the nick of time. We were so glad when He quieted the storms down and led us safely to harbor. So thank God for His marvelous love, for His miracle mercy to the children He loves. Lift high your praises and dance unto the God of angel armies, who is like Him, powerful and faithful from every angle.
I will give you my highest praise. Thank you, Lord. I will give you my highest praise. Thank you, Lord. If I had to win away, yes, higher, 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 higher. If I had to win away, yes, higher. Higher, higher, higher.
Shiba took me from nowhere, set my feet on high.
Higher, 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 higher. Thank you, Lord.
Hallelujah. How can I pay for saving my soul?
No.
How can I pay for healing me?
No.
How can I pay for your grace, oh God?
No.
Give you the highest praise.
Highest praise.
Oh, give you the highest praise.
Highest praise.
Hallelujah. Shiba, how can I pay for the air that I breathe?
No.
How can I pay for the gift of life?
No.
How can I pay for blessing my soul? Give you the highest praise.
Highest praise.
Give you the highest praise.
Highest praise.
Father, we come before you in all humility to thank you for everything you are doing in our lives. Father, we thank you most especially for the gift of talent, the gift of ingenuity, the gift of foresightedness, and whatever it takes to produce a show like this one. Father, we thank you most especially for the people who participate in it. Father, if it is our mind that we promote them and that they are better tomorrow than what they are today, Lord, so be it. Grant us that energy, grant us that desire, grant us everything which is required for this to happen. Father, we thank you because you've always been there for us. Father, we pray that you send the Holy Spirit to guide us in this edition so that whatever thing we are saying on the show today, Lord, it will only go to be productive, or it will only go a long way to make things positive and improved upon. Father, we thank you, and we will keep praising your name through your Son, Jesus Christ. We've prayed. Amen.
If I had to win away, yes, higher, 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 higher.
Come on, let's put our hands together and give Him our highest praise.
Highest praise.
Opiga makofi, opiga makofi, opigia Yesu makofi.
I will give you my highest praise.
Opiga makofi, opiga makofi. Teremka, 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 teremka.
God, beautiful piece they titled Highest Praise by Angela M. Kenyan gospel artist who will be joining us here in the studio of Apex One Radio in the next hour. And of course, that beautiful tune is coming to you from Apex One Radio at exactly 10:15 here in the studio, situated at the northern belt of the city of Columbus this day, Wednesday, the 18th of May, 2016. Want to welcome all of you on board, especially for those of you just joining us from Yaoundé, Cameroon. I'm also thinking of our listeners in Douala, the ones listening to us from Mombasa and Nairobi, that is in Kenya, and the ones in Accra and Kumasi in Ghana. Welcome to Apex One Radio. Good afternoon out there. And of course, it's going to be a fantastic edition of the show because some young and dynamic Africans will be making their voices heard. And of course, telling you just what they have off their sleeves. And one of them is Cyril Nambangi, who is based in Dallas, Texas, a Cameroonian multifaceted, multi-skilled, multi-talented artist who jacks in every trade but yet masters everything. You shall listen to his story just right ahead in this edition of African Fiesta, just like Nanova, Cameroonian artist who has just released Super Money. She will be joined by her producer, Miami-based Black Baby. Then we shall also listen to a Fosse Emil basketball player who shall be telling us about the National Elite One in basketball in Cameroon, and of course the conference he just attended in the United States of America. Then Zita Light will be joined by dancers in Bamenda, the ones who are taking part in the top dance competition that has been hitting the headlines in the Northwest Regional Headquarters, and they'll be telling us about that competition. Then our special guest is someone who does makeup, movie makeup, and she's here today to tell us just what difference is between movie makeup and the normal makeup which our sisters do when they're going out for parties. And that will be in this edition of African Fiesta with Ernest Kanjo and of course the entire Apex One Radio team that is keeping me company. This show is produced by Maxwell Addict from our studio in Valsuch, Switzerland. All right, let's listen to more gospel music since we are still praising God. Then we'll be right back with you. And talking about gospel music, we shall be privileged in the city of Columbus come Saturday to welcome Bowe Dole Johnson. She is a Liberian gospel artist who hails in that West African country and who lives in Tennessee, United States of America. She will be here to launch her fourth album titled I Am a Miracle. And of course, the entire city of Columbus is invited to be there. We'll give you the address and of course every practical information so that you can be there and give support to this, our African sister, who is at the verge of making public her fourth album here in the city of Columbus, Ohio. She was with us here in the studio last week, and of course we had a one-on-one interview which was aired on Monday. That was Thursday last week, of course. And like I said, she'll be back here in Ohio to launch her gospel music album number 4 titled I Am a Miracle. This is African Fiesta coming to you from Apex One Radio. Don't go away. Lots and lots of other exciting items still coming up. And still in this edition of African Fiesta, we shall go to Houston, Texas. Houston is the economic nerve center of the state of Texas here in the United States of America. It is a very large city, the fourth largest in the United States of America, yet it is not the capital of Texas. Austin is the capital of Texas. But there is something about Houston which is very, very exciting, which is very interesting to know. It has a very huge African community, and it's not only a huge African community in terms of numbers, but qualitatively, the African community in Houston is very, very viable, and you shall get to know exactly more about this when Lilis Asakwa herself, a Houston resident, comes on the airwave of African Fiesta. Just to let you know that Nollywood USA, that is the capital of Nollywood USA, is Houston. So when they say Nollywood USA, then it is in Houston, where they have physical structure, they have offices, everything. So Nollywood is represented in the United States of America in the city of Houston. We shall be talking about the African community in that city just right ahead with Apex One Radio's Lilis Asakwa, just in this 47th edition of African Fiesta. Okay, very soon we shall make our first stop over. And so his name is Cyril Nambangi. He is a young Cameroonian filmmaker in the United States of America. Just right ahead, we shall be receiving him then. Open your ears, you get his story.
Hello, people of God. My name is Boa Dollar Johnson, a Liberian gospel musician based in the United States of America. Come join me and let's launch my 4th album this month, the 21st of May at 6 p.m. in Ohio. And the address for this launching is 214 Fairway Boulevard, Whitehall, Ohio. St. Edward Episcopal Church. In that church is where this event going to be taking place. Come join us. The title of this new album is called I Am a Miracle. So come join me. Let's celebrate.
Apex One Radio, USA. Apex One Radio. The best in animation. Culture, sports, entertainment, interview. Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, the best radio. We love African culture.
We love African culture. Apex One Radio, that's what we do. And of course, with the help of God, we've been making some strides. Thank you so much, everyone, for accepting Apex One Radio. This is African Fiesta number 47, reaching you this day, May the 18th, 2016. And so, traditionally, we begin with music of the yesteryears. But then today, we have something special for you. We haven't really done a lot of pachanga on this station, so I would want you to, savor some pieces of pachanga. For those of you who don't know pachanga, this is one of, old-timer genres, which is still very prominent, especially in Southern America. Latin America, of course, and it's true that this generation is not very versed with pachanga. But then, for those of you who were born much earlier, I would want to regurgitate, memories of this beautiful genre, especially for those of you who danced it in the 70s, in the 80s, and why not the 90s. Okay, let's begin with pachanga made in Africa. And this time, we are receiving this beautiful one titled Meng Dang La Meng by Chana Pierre of blessed memory. But then, his music plays on. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. Time for good music.
africain, je te confie un secret. Pour mieux construire notre continent, c'est dans l'entente et le dialogue. Il est inutile de croire que la manne viendra du ciel, car tout dépend de nous pour la prospérité de l'Afrique.
Spécial dédicace, génération 60, 70.
Si nous voulons aller plus loin, conjuguons tous bien nos efforts. Donnons-nous la main, puisque dans l'unité tout est possible.
Music of the Masters. His name is Chana Pierre. Main Dang La Main. Beautiful piece there. Coming to you from Apex One Radio. You're listening to Fiesta number 47. This day, May the 18th, 2016. 2 days to the National Day in Cameroon. And of course, we want to say good afternoon to all Cameroonians who are brazen to celebrate their sovereign event. And of course, Cameroonians living in the diaspora, I'm also giving you a chapeau. Just right ahead, we are moving to Dallas, Texas for our first guest.
Pour mieux construire notre continent, c'est dans l'entente et le dialogue. Il est inutile de croire que la manne viendra du ciel, car tout dépend de nous pour la prospérité de l'Afrique. Oui, mes chers frères, mieux vaut tard que jamais. Si nous voulons aller plus loin, conjuguons tous bien nos efforts. Donnons-nous la main, puisque dans l'unité tout est possible. Au nom de nos enfants, faisons la paix en Afrique. Du Cameroun au Zimbabwe.
Écoute le message. Music pregnant with a lot of meaning. His name is Chana Pierre.
Dans la main. Du Bénin au Burundi, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. Du Kenya au Gabon, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. De Guinée au Mozambique, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. Du Rwanda en Tunisie, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. Du Ghana au Centrafrique, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. De Malawi en Côte d'Ivoire, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. Du Maroc au Nigeria, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. Du Togo au Congo, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. De Mauritanie au Sénégal, tenez-vous. Main dans la main. De l'Égypte en Angola, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. De Zambie au Zaïre, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. De Libye en Guinée-Équatoriale, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. Du Burkina Faso à Djibouti, tenons-nous. Main dans la main. Du Mali en Somalie.
All right, it's exactly 10:30 here in the studio of Apex One Radio, situated at the northern belt of the city of Columbus. And of course, time to begin our stopovers. The train is on motion, and our first stop will be Dallas, Texas. And when we get there, we shall be visiting Cyril Nambangi. He is a Cameroonian, multi-talented filmmaker. He does virtually everything in this domain. And of course, we shall be moving to Dallas to not only discover, but celebrate this young Cameroonian who's making great strides in the 7th art. So, Chana Pierre in that beautiful piece of music there. The time is 10:30. Time for us to go to Dallas. And of course, in Dallas, we are being received by Cyril Nambangi, who now joins us. Cyril, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How are you today?
I'm doing okay.
So, how is the city of Dallas?
Well, it's a little bit rainy this morning.
But then everything is all right.
Everything is all right.
Okay. So, Cyril, like I said, you are a multi-skilled Cameroonian filmmaker. I understand that you do virtually everything. You edit, you write, you act, you do. What else did you tell me you do?
I can actually build a score on a movie. I've done a couple of scores before for friends. Yes. So that's the entire background music you hear from beginning to end.
Let me know what exactly score means again.
Okay, so it's kind of like sometimes you're watching a movie and you hear background music depending on what's happening in the scene in front of you. Maybe there's no dialogue.
Okay.
So you have to throw a little bit of background music to it. That's basically what is called the score, because it doesn't necessarily have to be like someone's original piece of music, like some danceable. Yeah, so you can actually build it on a computer. There are places where you find music, just instrumentals with no vocals to it, so it doesn't take away. Yeah, so that is a score, and when it's done professionally, you can have actually an entire orchestra sit through, watch the movie, and play music for it as it goes along, depending on the mood and the scene. Yes.
How different is it from soundtrack?
Soundtrack is the music that you use after the fact. So soundtrack is the music you use after your movie is done to advertise and for promotional purposes. So soundtrack is usually regular music, dance music. You can use popular artists to sing songs concerning that movie, and then you will sell them, or you use the music separately to advertise the film or the coming of the film.
Right. Oh, beautiful. Thank you for that education, Cyril Nabangi. Once again, you're welcome on board African Fiesta.
Thank you very much.
Right. So, for how long have you been in the film business?
Very long time. I would say maybe I started professionally back in like 2004.
2004. That should be something like 12 years.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so tell me, you write, you edit, you direct, you score, like you just said, you produce, and you act. In what capacity did you first enter the industry?
As a writer and actor.
Okay, as a writer and actor. And so how many film scripts have you written so far, and which of these have been shot?
When it comes to scripts, I have a good number of them. Like, so there's a difference between short films. So there's like a short film category in most film festivals around the world, and then there the long normal ones, we call them feature films. So that's an hour, 30 minutes plus.
Right.
Yeah. So when it comes to those, I have more than 30 scripts on the long feature film side, but on the shorts, I probably have hundreds of them. I just create something every night.
Wow, that's interesting. And when you write, what are the kind of themes you exploit?
I would say I like abstract. So it's kind of like I wouldn't want anyone to watch the piece and figure what's going to happen in the next minute.
Wow. All right, tell us about your editing experience.
Okay. Editing wise, I trained myself pretty much how to be a better editor.
Okay.
I understand that some people may not have the same access to material and information.
Right.
The US, yes. But the truth is, I used YouTube to be my tutor when it comes to video editing and a lot of other things that I do with film today. So if you go online, you actually find entire video series dedicated to how to edit with this particular editing software or another. So I use a Mac computer, which means Final Cut Pro is the one that goes on the Macintosh computers. So I studied everything about Final Cut Pro myself. So now I would say I'm very fluid. I can do amazing things on a piece of video.
Right. And so when you watch Cameroonian productions, be they films, be them music videos, how would you assess the level of editing?
This is so weird. I talked about this when I was home in December. The music videos are like light years ahead of the films in Cameroon. I do not understand why that is so, because the same people who shoot and edit those music videos, they are right there in the same Cameroon. So I don't know if these two industries, it's actually the same industry, but it seems like they've decided to be separate from each other. That's something that really amazes me.
Okay, and so which are the films you have produced so far, and where can these films be found and watched?
Most of the time I've been capitalizing on my shorts mainly. So I like doing the shorts. I have a channel on YouTube. So if the URL is always going to be just youtube.com/Nambangi Brothers. That's my production name. So I do have a channel. It has a lot of my shorts. And among them, you will find two that made it to film festivals in New York and Atlanta. So I do have them up there too, yes.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. And What has been your experience in producing films as a Cameroonian in the diaspora? Is this something you regret doing, or something you think that you would love to continue doing?
I would say we have as Cameroon as a collective, I would say we have a long way to go, but we're getting there. So if you have the passion for it, like I do, and like many other people in the industry do, then you can always handle all the little obstacles and hitches that come along.
Right. You were in Cameroon last year for a film project. Tell us more about it.
It was something I started toying with the idea. I wanted to do, and I still intend to do, like a 10-piece series.
Right.
So with a general idea behind it. Then I decided to two things. I want it to be a series of 10 episodes, but at the same time, I want each episode to be able to act as a standalone short film.
Okay.
Yes. So I decided that when I go home in December, let me shoot the one that will be used as the episode number 1 for this series. But at the same time, it also should be a short film, and it can perform as a short film until the day that there's episode number 2. Then if you watch both, you realize that stories have the same underlying undertone.
Right. And so Cyril Nambangi is also an actor. Which are some of the movies you featured in so far?
I've been doing, I do only cameo appearances for my friends when I work on their projects.
Okay.
So a lot of times I'm in the background until I need to step up. But while I was in Minnesota, while I was in school in Minnesota, so I was, it's an interesting story that I saw a gentleman. I went to school for journalism, so I have a degree in journalism and advertising. Yeah, but then one day I saw an American white male walking around with a big camera, and because I know cameras, I could tell that was a studio camera, not a regular. So I stopped him and asked him, "Oh, that's a studio camera? Is there a film studio?" Yeah, and he said, "Oh yeah, right in the next building." And so I went to check it out, and they were actually looking for someone to assist the film instructor for the next 2 years, and that became my position. So while I was studying journalism, I was teaching students film because, of course, as the assistant, you are the one who do all the demonstrations and everything that goes with that class. So that is where I basically fine-tuned any little part of the filmmaking that I was not very comfortable with. So like lighting and audio, the difference there. So I learned all of that while I was there. So during that time with the students, we did a lot of projects, a lot of projects for them to be able to graduate. So probably, if you do a search online, I would appear in a lot of student projects because, of course, for the first reason that I was the only one who was not a student amongst them. So they could not use other students because everybody else was working in a different project. So while I'm there, I have to be the person that fills in for any time they need something or they need an actor to do something.
Right. So, Cyril, you've been quite involved in film education, and a lot of Cameroonians don't really have the opportunity to get into education formally. What are you thinking? Do you have any plans of kind of sharing this knowledge with your brothers and sisters back home who don't have the opportunities which you've had?
Oh, yes. I always think about, and I've talked to a lot of my friends about it, when I'm home to organize some sort of a workshop, even a couple, 3 days. I don't mind if it's even a whole month. I can, but then that's the thing. So when it's about, I'm so passionate that I would like to train, especially the young people. You can see a lot of them are idle. If you just give them something to do, especially a craft, then I know that you will have affected their lives forever in a positive way. So I don't mind. By myself, I probably can handle like a 3-day workshop project. But if I get some kind of assistance, I would do a whole month. I don't mind. We can spend the first 2 weeks on video, the next 2 weeks on audio, the next 2 weeks on lighting. I really would love. That's something I want to do more than anything else.
Right. So who are some of the African filmmakers you've worked with in the United States?
United States, I work with a gentleman from Ivory Coast called Emerick Coffee. He's here in Dallas too, so we always link up. And then Akim Macaulay, of course, that's a good friend of mine. So I was with him back in 2005, 2006 on a couple of his projects.
Right.
And I also do have a few people here with me in Dallas. Kelechi is from Nigeria. I act as a background invisible man in some of his film projects. So,
Right.
yeah.
Now, tell us about your current projects. What are you working on now?
The one I shot in Cameroon in December is called Rockstar. That's
Okay.
supposed to be episode 1 for my entire series called Ingenious. So from the title, you can tell the kind of, I wouldn't say devilish ideas I have, but I call the series Ingenious. And so episode 1 is Rockstar. That's what we shot in Boya. And I believe I sent you some of the photos from
Right,
the
you
shoot
did.
itself. Yes. So I'm putting that together right now. It so happens that there are just a few things that I need to retouch a little bit. So I had some issues with some equipment, so I am fixing those now, which is, it's never good to do anything during post-production because now I'm relying on machines to write it for me. So I'm working on that. Probably within the next month, it will be up and about. And once I have it out, I make sure the first step for me is always a film festival. There are some of them who keep reminding me to make sure because they want to see me again. So I like that idea that I go to film festivals here. And the thing like how we do in Cameroon where it's a man, no man. You will feel that you get accepted because somebody in the organization knows you personally, so they're doing you a favor. So I always feel good when I submit my films to regular American film festivals, and amongst 1,000 other submissions, they call me and say, "Hey, we're gonna take your own." So that makes it's a good kind of encouragement because these people do not know you at all, so they're taking you based on the craft, based on the piece of work they see in front of them. That's what makes me. I really love film festivals. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this edited and completed by next month so that I can have it out in the festivals too.
His name is Cyril Namangi. He is a skilled filmmaker, multi-skilled, of course, and he's speaking live on Apex One Radio this day, the 18th of May 2016. And of course, Cyril is speaking from Dallas, Texas. Now, briefly, before we run off, Cyril, how would you assess the Cameroonian film industry, generally speaking? How would you compare it to what was happening 5, 6, 7, 8 years back?
Oh, it has picked up a lot of steam. Definitely, it has picked up a lot of steam. There are a lot of dynamic filmmakers and big dreamers like me. A lot of them I see all the time, especially my number one is always the dynamic and beautiful Krista Eka. Yes, I've seen her go places and she just has the drive to take it to the top, and I can see that happening. There's Goretti also in the UK. Then back home, the people based at home, there are some editors that people do not even know about, but right now, I'm so much into the film world that I can actually recognize their work when I watch a piece that they edited.
Right.
Tabi Zama is in Yaoundé. I have a King, Tabi 4, and then of course you always and the big people like Kanya and what's her name? The nice young lady Ruth Kweti about to get married. You talked earlier. I heard you're gonna have a Governor Charlotte on the show. I've
Definitely
watched her a couple of times. You see.
Right.
This is beautiful. I'm really very inspired by the people who are in right now and how much work they put in together. And of course, I can't forget Miss DeLong also. There's Sang DeLong. She does modeling and acting also. I've seen a lot of their short skits, and the quality is better, the image is better, and even the editing. Like there's always a format for everything. Right. Film has industry standards. I see people are following those now. 8 years ago, it wasn't like that.
Okay, and we want to thank you so much. Just before you go away, could you just give us your contacts? If there are people out there who would want to work with Cyril Namangi, how can they do that?
Well, on my phone number, I don't mind. My phone number is quite easy. I've maintained this one for 15 years now. It's 651-329-0595. On YouTube, so it's youtube.com/Nambangi Brothers. But I realized that I think they've changed some of the ways that people can contact on YouTube. So it's not the same anymore. So that would take us to Facebook. Then it's going to be the same thing, facebook.com/Nambangi Brothers. That's my homepage. Yeah, that's my business page.
Okay, that's beautiful. We want to thank you so much, Cyril. We are going to find time and come back to you because you apparently have so much to talk about, especially in terms of film education. So we'll look for time and bring you back on the airwaves of Apex One Radio.
Not a problem.
Thank you so much, and do have a fantastic rest of the day out there in
You
Dallas.
too. Okay, thank you, brother.
His name is Rico Bear Sabo. He hails from the west region of Cameroon. And of course, he's doing Pachanga the Cameroonian way. And so, this is Fiesta number 47 coming to you from Apex One Radio. Like I said earlier on in my intro, Houston, Texas has been described as the fief of Africa, the fief of Nollywood, the fief of even the Cameroonian community, and of course a lot is happening there. So we start to find out exactly what is going on within the African community in Houston, Texas. So Apex One Radio's Lilis Asakwa went on that assignment, and when she came back, we had this following conversation. Don't go away, listen to it.
Hey there! How much of Africa do you know in terms of geography, history, politics, economics, tourism, sports, and cuisine? How much of African music do you get to listen to or dance to? Who are those Africans who inspire you and make you dream to reach the apex? Find out more about the continent in African Fiesta. African Fiesta is a midweek magazine that brings African values to the platform and presents them to the rest of the world. African Fiesta is information, education, and entertainment. African Fiesta is every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 3 p.m. in Limbe, Cameroon, Lagos, Nigeria, and 3 p.m. in Lomé, Togo. African Fiesta, just on Apex One Radio. Join us for the feast.
This song is dedicated to all the mothers out there.
And that one is titled Thank You, Mother. Soul Session Folkloric Piece by Cameroonian Alice Austin, based in Houston, Texas. We've had Thank You Mother on African Fiesta, but then we are coming back to this song on the show for an obvious reason. And what is that reason? The author of this piece resides in Houston, Texas, US of A. And it is about Houston that we shall be talking in this edition of African Fiesta. Just right ahead. And so, what about Houston, Texas? We shall be looking into the African community in that fourth largest city in the United States of America. Don't go away.
Give me waiting for job, mommy. Yeah. When I be sick, you be carry me see doctor. You put me for your back, mommy. Yeah. Mama mi na elele, mama mi na.
And so, a lot of people who live in the United States of America, including Africans, would generally talk about Houston, even more than the capital of Texas, which is Austin. Perhaps this is because Houston is more economically important than the latter. Yet, in the area of African entertainment, it still stands out as the unbeatable place. That Houston has a very big African community in the USA is no longer news. It is a reality. But from all indications, the African community in Houston goes beyond numbers. It is a quality community that is vividly responsible for the growth of the African continent, especially as far as remittances are concerned. Apex One Radio's Lilis Asakwa, herself a resident of this great city, has been looking into the African community there and has tried to sort out some of these specifics. From the fourth largest city in the United States, Lilis now joins us on the show. Lilis, welcome.
Good morning, Ernest. Thank you.
How is Houston, Texas today?
Oh, Houston is beautiful today. There is no rain, too much heat. Everything is just calm today.
So, generally these days, how are the temperatures in that city?
This city is hot 24/7, Monday to Friday, Saturday. Every day it's hot. Every day is... Well, even when it's raining, for me, I still feel heat. So Texas is always hot.
Geographers would explain that the hotter it becomes, the rainier it becomes as well. That is, when you have a lot of heat, it rains a lot. Reason why Houston suffers floods, almost frequently. Tell me, when there is flooding in Houston, how do you get to manage it?
The last one that we had, which was my first one since I've been here, because I just came here in January.
Okay.
It was my first one. It was scary. I mean, I was on Facebook. I'm seeing people uploading videos in their parking garages with water up to almost their knee and water entering people's cars. My brother in particular, who lives in Cypress, which is a side of Houston, there was water in his car. He happens to be an RN, so he felt like he had to go to work because he's in charge at work. So he was like, you know what, I'm just going to try to get to work. He has a Toyota Camry 2010. So he goes to get in his car, and there's water inside the car, everywhere. The car would not, you can't even attempt to start the car. There's water inside the car itself. So the flood here is crazy. A lot of people do not go to work. You are not advised to leave your house. If you happen to be like in a nursing profession where you cannot leave until the other person comes, when situations like this happen, you are basically stuck at work.
Then on the positive side of it, during winter, it doesn't snow in Houston. I just want to know, how do you feel, that elsewhere it snows, and in Houston you don't get to suffer what people go through during winter.
My first time here in Houston was in 2014 around the snow period, December. So I was so surprised. In December, we're wearing shorts, like here in Houston. But if you go back to Virginia, where I came from, they're wearing boots. You have to wear like 3 jackets on your body. So during December, I would prefer to be in Houston. But when July, August comes, I pray I can just go to Virginia because Houston is going to be extremely hot.
Right. Okay, Houston is hard, and it floods there from time to time, and some of those floods are really severe. But hopefully, the people living there can always manage these conditions. And most of them are used to it. And I have a lot of friends who say that they can't not just live out of Houston. Well, that's not what we are talking about today. We want to look at the African community in Houston, which I hear is a very large and vibrant one. How large is this community, and which are the countries that are heavily represented in that city?
Yes, as you earlier stated, there are a lot of Africans living here in the state of Texas, particularly Nigerians and Cameroonians. In fact, according to a census done in 2013, Texas happens to have the most population of Nigerians living in America than any other state. Yep.
Wow.
And I was doing more research, and I found that Virginia actually has the least. But here in Texas, they have 43,969 Nigerians according to the 2013 census.
Wow, that's a large number. So what explains this? Why do Nigerians who come into the United States decide to go live in Houston?
I think Houston, it's a city for businesses, and that's what Nigerians are good at.
Okay.
If you're driving in the state of Houston, the city of Houston, excuse me, it's like you are driving in Africa itself. And I'm going to say Cameroon because I've seen what Cameroon looks like. When I first came here in 2014, I couldn't believe I was still in America. It's beautiful. Everything that there is in Cameroon, there is here in Houston.
So you have Cameroonian restaurants and...
on every block.
Wow. Right. And so Cameroonians and Nigerians who live in Houston feel more at home, and that has been said, a lot of times. And we have Lilis Asakwa, who is confirming that to us in this 47th edition of African Fiesta, coming to you from Apex One Radio. Now, Lilis, which are some of the major events that bring Africans together in this city?
Africans have events here almost every weekend. There has to be something going on.
Okay.
You don't even need an invitation. You can just be driving and you hear P Square playing, just pull in the parking lot and walk in.
Wow.
So there are certainly African events going on here a lot. And the beautiful thing about Houston is everybody is everybody's keeper in the African community. But some of the major events here are obviously the Guiama Awards.
Okay.
That takes place here in Houston. We have movie premieres always here in Houston. Speaking of movie premieres, because I'm from Virginia, as I earlier said, when I'm comparing movie premieres that I've attended in Maryland or Virginia compared to just the one single one that I attended here, the difference is very clear. You can really tell that the Africans here, they live in one because they show out to show support.
Right.
For example, the Ndolo and the Senator movie premiere I went to, I was actually ushering there. Every single seat, Ernest, every single seat was taken.
Wow.
People who felt they need to come late because they thought it was an African event, they had tickets and there were no seats. That's how supportive Africans are here of each other.
Africans showing a lot of solidarity out there in Houston. And of course, you're listening to African Fiesta number 47. And you have a lot of African artists from Nigeria, Ghana, and even Cameroon streaming into Houston on invitation.
You mean like who come into? To come and perform?
Exactly.
I think last weekend or 2 weekends ago, Davido was here.
Okay.
Tonto Dike was here. She had her baby here in Houston. I didn't get a chance to meet her, but the person whose house she was living at is a close friend of mine from work. So they were showing me exclusive photos.
Right.
Definitely, they have concerts here or Dallas because there's also a huge population of Nigerians and Cameroonians in Dallas. But I think Houston tops it. So yes, definitely.
That's interesting. And we are also told that Houston is the Nollywood fief in the United States of America. Tell us more about this.
The capital of Nollywood, USA is actually here in Houston, Texas. And the president is Papa G. I've actually met him. He's a very, very nice, humble person. When you talk about people who are humble, the first person that comes to my mind is Papa G. I actually haven't had a chance to go to the office yet, but their office is in fact here in Houston, Texas.
Right.
And there are a lot of Nigerian filmmakers, Sierra Leoneans around here. I haven't met much Ghanaians yet. I'm barely 5 months here, so there's time to meet all of them.
Okay. That's interesting. And I understand that baby showers, some of the events which Africans are quite involved in. So have you had the opportunity to go to some since you came to Houston?
I haven't been to much yet, but there's actually one coming up in about 2 weeks, which is going to be at my house. Yes, my sister's friend from church is having a baby, so they want to make her a surprise baby shower, and it has to be where she doesn't expect it. So it's going to be at my house. My sister is probably just going to call her and say, I don't make achu, come let's eat, and then she'll show up and all her friends and family will be here.
Lilis, you are just a couple of months old in Houston, but from the way you sound, you are definitely loving the place.
Yes, definitely. Houston is just like home. You come, you fit right in.
And would you advise any African coming into the U.S. to take up Houston as a residence?
Definitely. And one of the reasons being is most Africans are into healthcare as careers. There are a lot of nursing jobs here. I mean, when I graduated my nursing program and I didn't start working immediately, I went to New York, came back. So when I came back to Virginia, I couldn't find a job. They just kept saying, you've been out of school for over a year without experience. But I came to Houston within, 2 weeks of applying to like 3 places. Every single one of those places called back. So there are plenty of nursing jobs here because I know our Africans, they are into healthcare a lot. So, I'll definitely recommend Houston. It's like home away from home. So why not?
Houston is home away from home, so why not go there and feel at home? Her name is Lilis Asakwa, painting Houston, Texas to us here with a particular interest in the African community. Lilis, want to thank you so much for this insight and good education, especially for Africans who are dreaming of coming to the United States of America.
Thank you, Ernest, for giving me this opportunity to bring this to you. In fact, There will be more coming up. As a matter of fact, speaking of organizations here in Houston, Texas, there's one for Cameroonians called CAMSA USA,
Right.
which is basically the soccer event. People come. A lot of people are coming from different states to attend this event. I will be back with more information on that.
Beautiful. We are looking forward to having those beautiful moments captured by Lilis Asakwa for Apex One Radio. Lilis, do have a fantastic rest of the Wednesday out there.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you and bye.
Bye.
Apex One Radio, USA. Apex One Radio. The best in animation. Culture, sports, entertainment, interview, Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, the best radio. We love African culture.
We love African culture. Beautiful piece there called Samakosa by Dema Ernest System from Apex One Radio. We're broadcasting from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. This is African Fiesta number 47. This day, Wednesday, the 18th of May, 2016. And just right ahead, we shall be receiving Zita Light and the team of very, very skillful dancers who are doing the top dance competition currently taking place in the Northwest Regional Headquarters. That is Bamenda, Cameroon. So don't go away. Just right ahead, we are moving to Bamenda. And so for the past couple of weeks, Bamenda has been drowned in the stupor of Top Dance. Top Dance is a dancing competition that is co-organized by the online entertainment portal, call it Tip Top Stars, and of course the New Breed Foundation that is led by Zita Light. So what has been going on, just how this competition has been coming on, what are the people in Bamenda saying, and who is ready to get what, who is ambitious, who wants that first prize at the end of the day. These and more questions will be answered by our next guest, Zita and the team. From Bamenda, they now join us. Zita, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How are you, Zita?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm happy to be on the show again.
Thank you for joining us. And I understand you've been very busy this past couple of weeks. I doubt if Zita has even had time to sleep, eh?
Seriously.
And so, Zita, you are joined by some dancers there. Who do you have with you now? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, so I was saying that you are accompanied by some dancers of the Top Dance competition. Who do you have with you right away?
Who do I have with me?
Yes, do you have one of the dancers with you now?
Yes.
Okay, so could he just introduce himself?
Okay, you want to talk to them right away?
I just want him to introduce himself first.
All right, let me get to him then.
Okay, so...
He's there.
Right. So Zita Light, like I said, is the pilot of the Top Dance competition that has been taking place in Bamenda for the past couple of weeks, and looks like they are getting towards the final, which will definitely take place tomorrow. She's going to confirm. And so she's being joined by some of the dancers who are coming to tell us about their experience in this competition so far. So Zita, are you back with us?
Sorry?
Are you back with us? Do you have the dancer with you now?
Yes, the dancers are right here.
All right. So could they just introduce themselves, one after the other?
The network is kind of breaking.
Okay, let's see what to do. Okay, let's have some music, Zita, then we'll be right back with you.
All right.
Mago mama wole pape boko hayu hondo kodini pula nyama. Papi oh imbere alonge makosa
Belle chanson de Dema System, call it Sam Makosa, featuring Bendeka. And of course, you listen to Fiesta number 47. We are back in Bamenda in just a couple of seconds.
Mutania utosonika wadamba
Systematic na Marisha Makoma Mutilika China let more China let more China let more China let more Makosa elambula bia Makosa abuna iyo Nambutili besangu na nyambu
And so what exactly 11 minutes past 11 here in the studio of Apex One Radio, which I should imagine is 11 minutes past 4 in Bamenda, Cameroon. Let's go back there and meet Zita and the dancers. Zita, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so could the dancers just introduce themselves, one after the other?
Hello.
Yes, are you getting me, Zita?
Yes, I'm getting you.
All right, let's have the dancers introduce themselves.
All right, we have here Nas Homanik. He's a dancer with street figures. I would just like him to say hi.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, how are you, dancer?
I'm very okay, and you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's have the next one introduced.
What? Sorry?
Yes, the next dancer should introduce themselves.
Jeff. I have Jeff with me, the captain of our crew.
Ah, okay. Who else is there?
Hello?
Yes. Could you introduce yourself?
Hello?
Yes, I'm getting you. Introduce
Hello?
yourself.
The network is very poor.
Okay, can you get me now?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so could you just introduce yourself?
I didn't get you, sorry.
What is your name?
Jeff.
Ah, okay, Jeff. So who else is there?
Yeah, for now, I just the two of us.
Okay, beautiful. So let me go back to Zita. Zita, could you reintroduce the concept of top dance for the sake of our listeners? What is top dance all about?
Sir?
Yes, Zita, what is top dance all about for the sake of our listeners?
All right, Top Dance basically is an initiative of Tip Top Stars, which is a media company, and of course, Apex One Radio is part of it. You know better than I. You can talk more on Tip Top Stars, but it's actually an initiative of Tip Top Stars to promote talent in Cameroon. They've been working on other aspects of Cameroon, and this time is the turn for the dancers to be taken to a professional level.
Right.
So we were contacted as New Breed Africa to run this project. In fact, Tip Top Stars is not in Cameroon, so we are kind of representing them here on this particular project.
Okay. So, by dance, what precisely do you mean? Is it indigenous dancing or modern dance?
Well, what we are doing like now is not specializing on any particular dance style, because we realize that a dancer should be able to dance everything in the name of dance.
Right.
So we are just leaving it open and dance. So we are not saying if you are doing only hip hop or maybe coupé de calais or street dance, you shouldn't be part of the competition. You should be part of the competition and diversify, because we are doing a single mix for all the dance crews. Meaning that if you have been into street dance, you have been all into coupé de calais or maybe contemporary dance, you will now be forced by the mix we produce to be able to diversify your dance talent so that you can fit in any situation at any time.
Okay.
That's why we are making it like that. We are leaving it open so that the dancers can diversify, they can learn more, they can get into aspects of their talent that they have not been able to explore, being specific on a particular brand.
Right. Now, tell us, just how does the competition run? How many dance groups did you have at the beginning stage, and how many do you still have in the competition?
Yeah, I must say that when we began, it was kind of hasty because we were contacted towards the end of March, and we were supposed to have the first edition in April.
Okay.
So when we began, we didn't actually have time to do some publicity and stuff, but we invited some dance crews that met us at a meeting. We had about 4 dance crews who met us at the meeting, and they were ready to do the competition. And then in the course of it, another crew registered, and we had 5 crews that were supposed to begin the competition. But along the way, we realized that some of them were writing their advanced level and ordinary level and other public exams. So it became a problem, a challenge to us. When some 2 of them are ready, some will either be in school or they'll be writing or something. So we had a little challenge beginning, but actually we began with 3 crews for the audition. Then 2 finalists that went to 2 finalists that took part in the finals, and then we did the video and sent to Tip Top Stars that, of course, now determined or watched, and a team actually judged what team was the winner. And like now, we are not releasing the winner because we are supposed to release the winner only on that day of the event.
Okay. And when is that day? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, so when is the day?
Yes, I'm getting...
Yeah, when is the final?
When is the event taking place?
Yes.
Yeah, it's taking place tomorrow, the 19th of May.
Okay.
At Dreamland Cabaret from 6 p.m.
Okay.
Tomorrow, the 19th of May, at Dreamland Cabaret in Bamenda from 6 p.m. So we are going to have the finalists there. And equally, the finalists are Street Fixers and Leisure. And we have other dance crews that came in, and because of maybe exams, they dropped out, that will equally be doing performances during the event. And other musicians and other dance crews that are interested, like the dance crew that won Best Fan Club for our university games this year, but that will equally be a guest dance crew tomorrow at the event. Meanwhile, we'll have other artists like Bonsai, which of course you interviewed him, I think, from 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Bonsai, Chuzi, G-Rain, we have Fab, Janet will be there performing. We'll have Harris Banks. Many of the artists that will be performing tomorrow are actually the artists that were the awardees for the first edition of New Great Africa Celebrity Awards.
Right. Okay, let me go back to the dancers. So, who is there again?
Sorry?
I want to talk with the dancers now. So, whom am I taking first?
All right, let's take Jeff first because he's the captain for Street Fixers.
Okay.
He's right here.
Right. George, you belong to one of...
Can I hand over the phone?
Yes, of course. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. So do I have Josh now?
Yes,
okay.
Josh is here.
Okay, Josh, once again, you're welcome to the show. Tell us, how did you get into this competition?
Okay, before we did this, we had to register and do some auditioning.
Okay. And okay, so you you were accepted in the competition. And tell me about the performance of your crew, and were you satisfied with the outcome?
We tried our best. Seriously, yeah. Sometimes things happen which we didn't expect to. They were really working hard to achieving the goal, who's winning the competition.
Okay. So, did you get to the final?
Yes.
Okay. Right. And what do you think accounted for you getting to the final? How spectacular was your performance? Just how different was it from the others?
The thing is, it was not much, the decision was not really clear, but I just know we did our best to focus on the choreography we did. Yeah, and things like that.
Okay. So could you just explain how you were preparing for each day of the competition? How many hours did you put in rehearsing and so on?
Yeah, we put as much time as possible. We did about 4 hours per day and even more.
Wow.
Of hard work.
Right. Okay, so let me get the next answer. Who is there?
We have Nas.
Okay. Nas, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
So, in which crew do you belong?
Street Sixers.
Oh, okay, so tell me, how did you get on in the competition, and what was your performance in it?
First of all, we heard about the competition coming up. We were really interested.
Okay.
So we got to Twitter, registered, and had the auditioning. After hard days of practice.
Beautiful. And so you finally made it to the final. You made it to the final, right? You made it to the final.
Yes, we made it.
And what do you think accounted for you are making it to the final? How were your performances different from those of the others?
Okay, what I would say is we put in a lot of time and sacrifice in everything concerning the show, concerning the competition, because we really practice every day, 4 hours.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and we are really happy.
Okay. Now, tell us a little bit about your group. When was it created, and where else have you performed?
The group was created 2009.
Okay.
Yes, and we have performed in many places, even out of Bamenda,
right,
where we are based.
2009, 2016, that should be something like 7 years. And what keeps you going? For 7 years, the group has been active. So what is the secret?
Sorry?
What keeps the group going? For the past 7 years, you've been active in the field. So tell us your secret.
Okay, what keeps the group going is, it's simple. We are focused. That's it.
Okay. All right, they are focused, and that is it. Zita Light, I'm back with you. Tell me, Zita, what other problems you faced apart from schedules that don't, match?
The problems we face in the group.
Yeah, I'm with Zita now. I just want to find out from her what problems she has faced so far running this competition to this stage.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I just wanted to find out from you, apart from schedules that don't agree, what other problems have you faced with this competition this far?
Okay, with organizing this event.
Yes.
Yeah, we have one challenge we have is the fact that other organizations that are kind of promoting talent in Bamenda, after editions with the dancers and some of the talents, they kind of struggle to find and manage the dance crews. So when we start announcing a competition as such, they think that we equally want to come and steal their dancers or their dance crews away from them, and they start behaving funny. Dance crews are interested, but the people, the organizations who are kind of over there are struggling to restrict them from being part of the competition unless I had to meet some of them one-on-one and explain to them that we are not here to own a particular dance crew. We are just working on a project for the promotion of dance to professionalism. Then some of them say, okay, if their dance crews have to perform, they have to take time to train them by themselves so that they'll represent their organizations. That's the newest thing that is in the entertainment industry now, that is kind of struggling to bring some small problems, some small challenges that, but I believe that when they realize that we are for real, we are not in for fight, we are not in for competition with anybody, we are out to promote talent, they are going to loosen up themselves, because I don't see any reason why you should want to promote talent and you're struggling to fit on the talent.
Definitely the message has gone through. Zita, as we run off, could you just tell us about the event tomorrow? Where will it take place? What are you going to have on the agenda? And the prizes that will be won?
All right. Basically, the first prize is supposed to be is 100,000 francs are sent by Tip Top Stars. Meanwhile, the second crew is just going home with a motivation prize of 10,000 francs. But when we at New Breed Africa sat down and thought, we said, okay, we could do something significant for the crew. Let it not just be like they give them the money, they chop up the money and forget about the competition. So we said, okay, let's do something significant. So we are coming up with a trophy for the team, for the winning team, and then we have some medals that the dancers that took part will receive inscripted on it. Tip Top Stars, New Breed Africa, top dancer. That's what is written on the medals. Meanwhile, on the trophy, we just write the best dance crew, first edition, top dance 2016. So the event is going to take place at Dreamland Cabaret at 6 p.m. tomorrow the 19th of May. And it's still the same team that worked for Nbaka working on it. We had a little challenge this time with the team because they're basically busy since they have different organizations. By God's grace, we have taken it to this level, and we are sure that it's going to be awesome tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a blue carpet event. Yeah, we always talk about red carpet, but we've chosen to make it a blue carpet event, and we have our color for the event to give it some maturity. We have the colors as white and blue because we want to give it a kind of feel, a stylish feel. So that's how the event is going to be tomorrow. And we have the dancers, the musicians that will be performing, and we have the phase of handing over the award. Then we will equally officially be launching the next edition of New Breed Africa Celebrity Award and our orphans project that is coming up in August. That's the end of August. We always have New Breed Africa Orphans Project to donate books to orphans and less privileged within Bamenda 3. So we are equally going to be launching those projects and other projects of New Breed Africa tomorrow at 6 p.m. Dreamland Cabaret.
And that is called community development. Zita, I want to thank you so much. I want to wish you the best. And I want to enjoin the population of Bamenda to make it tomorrow to that event so that together that community can grow. Thank you so much, and the dancers, for joining us in this episode of African Fiesta.
Thank you very much. Maybe one of the dancers has just arrived. Can he say hi?
Yes, definitely. And what is his name?
All right, let him introduce himself.
Okay, dancer, introduce yourself.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So, what's your name?
I'm called Peter. Peter.
Okay.
But artistically, I'm called EP.
Right. So, to which dance crew do you belong?
The Street Guards.
Okay. So, how was your experience with the top dance?
No, it has been quite an experience. At least it has helped us to improve in our skills and make us get more focused on what we are doing.
Right. And so, how are you looking forward to the event tomorrow? Are you anxious? Are you excited?
I'm anxious. In fact, I'm very anxious. I'm waiting for you.
Right. Okay. So, thank you so much for coming in at the last minute. We will find time and bring you back on the radio airwaves, okay?
All right. We're looking forward to that.
All right. Do have a fantastic rest of the day out there in Bamenda. Zita and the dancers, do have a fantastic time. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sandinga dede. Nabatiteba wewe. Mutania utonsonika. Wadamba difuni. Etinjo.
Systematique. La maréchale. Makoma Mujilika.
And our next stop is Bamenda again. This time we are going to meet Nanova. And still to come, we talk to Gopina Charlotte, artist par excellence, actor and makeup artist.
Systématique. Na maja soko sina bolo. Bolo muja. Bemune umayese.
Makosa.
Amuna tete o ahi.
Makosa.
Tibuli makuse tube adeka o.
Makosa.
Tibati pomwe tube marishalo.
Makosa.
Seto mutote adipa bikwen. Mona muba makosa.
Makosa.
Tibuli makuse tube adeka o.
Makosa.
Apex One Radio, USA. Apex One Radio. The best in animation. Culture, sports, entertainment, interview. Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, the best radio. We love African culture.
Yo naba 55 vilaya yo, naba 47 milliards yamboka Suisse. Okota la biso lokola ma papier hygiénique. Pauvre ndeko mwana mboka, ruwa Salomo minamoni. Vanité ya vanité, tout te vanité. Lombitane, Lombitane. Musique a passé. Il y a Tango Yabawene. Exactement qu'à Jean Bosco Mwenda. Longani longi, Kapana Mondi, Buka Salomo, Tuti Sebito, Opunya Bongo Bakwedi Wopoetenge, Osimalane, Tolamboe, Opunya Bongo Bakwedi Wopoetenge, Waposibane, oh. Tu as soif, un seul verre d'eau suffit. Mais il te faut tout un océan. Oh mon frère Kamel, 55 villas, 47 milliards en Suisse. Tu ne peux manger un poulet entier. Ton estomac est toujours le même.
Alright, just right ahead. Nanova joins us on the airwaves of Apex World Radio. And of course, when she comes on the airwaves, it will be the turn to talk about Super Money, our latest single.
Sangato muto, mutu editumba, mukumto kinye. Obunya bongo bakwedi bopoetenge, osimalane, tolamboe. Obunya bongo bakwedi bopoetenge, oe masibane, tolamboe. Potipo, fingre tipo drosiwo, na shotipo, na paranyopiyapo.
Okay, at exactly 36 minutes after 11, let's get our next guest. Before she comes on the airwaves, listen to this.
Super money, super money. Super money, super money. Super money, super money. They say I overlong sense, cause na money dey for my mind all time. But man that the Holland and over the flag, I'm a runner for airline. And then I for front, all about the go, it's office, I've been number 9. Since I'm the street sweepers, na money define, they stay on the grind. Money na money, no man no there for you, we no like money. Working so hard so my future be jolly. Make una stop for the look me with Connie. Praising you all on the mic when I'm coming, I'm all about the papers. Cameroon gonna mean from north to south and the missionary like a check me for Insta Malong, I'm getting the moolah. The boy that they call me Namboko, I no get time for the go loco. My mind is all set up, I'm taking a step to the top. And look at my phone is all busy, they calling me up. They calling me up for the night. Now program they want to make it for me to the step.
Latest single by Nanova, up-and-coming Cameroonian urban artist. Nanova will be joined on the airwaves of Apex One Radio by her producer. But we talk to the artist first, then we go to Miami, Florida, United States of America, and talk to Black Baby. Black Baby is this of which you're listening to on Apex One Radio. Fiesta number 47 with Ernest Kanjo and of course the entire Apex One Radio team. This show is produced by Maxwell Adit from our studio in Brunswick, Switzerland.
I give you a BJ, my bomber on the tip for long now. Car all go like Mercy inside Barcelona. My flow to bring door you head and make you stand for corner. All about the money like I'm Young Talk and T.I. You know, if you call me, I'm on flight mode. I'm too fly. My backside high. See them boys that check my swag, huh? Making the move like I'm in the girl. I'm going hard. But me, I never mind, cause bomb, it ain't my quad. You want your own, I share. Oh boy, just come and take. Come take. Spend so much, sometimes I sit behind and wonder. But don't I wait in a printed papers, you always get it to lose it. I'm money, yeah. Super money, super money. I'm money, oh.
Super money on Apex One Radio's African Fiesta. Latest single by Nanova. You're listening to Fiesta number 47. Just right ahead. The artist will join us. Tell us the story about this song.
Moi-même je veux le bien, l'argent. Moi-même je veux le bien, l'argent. If na money you want, make you do work, I'm whole, I'm tight. If na money you want, make you the hustle, no leave out. If na money you want, Make you no worry, the bolo your own. Just keep it real, I hustle, keep it real, and make your moolah.
Okay, money everywhere. The story of money. Let's now find out from the artist what she is saying in this beautiful piece of music. That is exactly 11:40 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. Let us go to Bamenda Ain't. Talked to Nova, the artist. Nova, welcome to the show.
Hello, Apex One Radio.
How are you, Nanova?
I'm great.
Wow. Okay, so it's a long time since we spoke to you on the airwaves of Apex One Radio. You're welcome to this station once again.
Yeah.
I just realized that you sing in French. Have you been singing in French as well?
Pardon?
Have you been singing in French? I just realized that you have a lot of lines done in French in this latest single.
Yeah, I have a couple of songs in French. You know, since Cameroon is bilingual, so we merge both to give it a good sound.
Right. And how do French-speaking Cameroonians react to your music?
Well, the way they react to it when I've not performed the song before, and you see the reaction of French-speaking Cameroonians, and when you're on stage and you see their reactions. Right now, I've not performed, I can't really say. But I think they'll enjoy it because it's something from their own zone too.
Right. So, Super Money is your latest single, which is just a couple of hours old in circulation. What has been the reaction from the audience since you released it? That was yesterday, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's been so great. Since I released it, everybody was listening to it has been like, wow. Some are even writing online. Some are posting on my page. They didn't believe I could do a song like this. They thought I could do complete hip hop, and they're so amazed by the fact that I had merged the traditional drums and beats to get this together. So I'm really excited. I'm happy with the way it's going.
Right. So where is this track recorded, and how long did it take you to complete this new project, Nanova?
Super Money, it didn't take much. It took like a month to do the song, and it was recorded in Boya at No Hit, No Records by Phil Bill. Phil Bill did the beat and the recording. It was so nice there. It took a month and the song was ready.
And so who are the other artists you work with in this track?
I work with a couple of artists. I work with Nene and I work with NBO. Nene helped me with the translation since I'm not purely francophone. She helped me correct where I was going wrong with my French. And NBO too was a big source of inspiration when I was writing it. He was trying to correct me. He was trying to listen to it. He was always there to listen to any new line I've written. He was encouraging. And also, I worked with my team on this. It was such a great experience with all these people around me. They just made it come out, and it is what it is now.
Right. Okay. Super Money. Let us go back to the crux of the matter. What are you saying in this song?
Okay.
And what is the message you intend to pass across?
Well, super money, like the title says, super money. Do you want super money? Because it says in the song, myself, I want a super money. We want a super money. And super money is a song that talks about hustle. You should hustle. If you want super money, make you hustle. Anything you're doing, it's your hustle, no matter what you're doing. If you're working in the bank, if you're doing music, if you're sweeping the streets, whatever thing you're doing, if you're a journalist, that's your own hustle and you should do it right. You should not get your hands dirty in order to get super money. That's just what the song is saying. Don't get your hands dirty. Don't do bad stuff. Don't try to involve yourself in things that you're not supposed to just to get super money.
Don't soil your hands in a bid to have money. You have to genuinely work for it. Beautiful message there from Super Money, the latest single by Nanova, who is speaking live on Apex One Radio. We're doing the 47th edition of African Fiesta this day, May the 18th, 2016. I come back to you, Nanova. You've listened to this song. Are you satisfied with the quality of work done?
Totally. I'm totally satisfied with it. It's really dope. It's really nice. It's really cool.
Right.
I really love the work. I love those I worked with on it, and so it gave me a really satisfying end. It's really nice. I love it.
Right. But did you have some rough moments during the production of this song?
Yeah. I had one major problem.
And which was that?
Yeah. And the major problem I had was displacement, because I'm based in Bamenda.
Okay.
And I recorded the song in Boya, where no heat is. So displacing myself from Bamenda to Boya was very stressful. I had to displace myself like twice. The first time when I went to arrange for the song to be produced, I came back, they did the beat, and then I had to go back again for the recording.
Right.
So that was the problem I faced during my recording. The displacement, it totally stressed me, but I'm happy it gave me what I have today. It's great.
Right.
I love it.
Okay. Nowadays in Cameroon, everything has gone visual, and each time a new song comes out, everyone is anxious to watch the video, given that Cameroonian videos have become a must-watch these days. Are you intending to do one soon?
Of course. As we speak right now, we're on the video. We're working on the video. So in a month, we should have the video.
Okay. That's beautiful.
We're presently on it.
Okay, so in something like a month's time, you will be coming out with a video of Super Money.
Yeah, like in a month's time or less.
Okay,
so
beautiful.
You guys should keep yourself updated. You should like my page for updates, and you should always follow me to know when it's out.
Right.
So you can watch and have the fun.
Okay. Then, are you planning any public performances with the track as yet?
Yeah, I dropped the song yesterday, but I already have a public performance on the 21st of May. On the 21st of May, that's when I'll be performing the song for the first time in Yaoundé. I'll be performing there at the show there at Maria Complex. So that will be my first performance, the premiere performance of Super Money.
Right. So, Zita, one last word for potential consumers of this song and your fans. What are you telling them today?
Oh my God, I just want to tell them to keep enjoying the song. They should check it out. Those who have not listened to it yet, it's available on SoundCloud. And you can check, if you go on SoundCloud, you can get it there. You can check my Facebook page, Nanova, where you find the link. You just click on it and you get to the song. You should listen to it, enjoy it, and have the fun. Don't only listen to it when you're having your leisure time, so you should get to listen to the lyrics and understand what it's saying. I just want you to have fun. Feel free. It's a lovable song.
Lovable song, listen to it, have fun, enjoy it, but don't forget about the salient message that is behind that song. So don't soil your hands to get money. Work hard for it. Nanova, thank you so much, but we can't let you go without you giving us the raw version.
Thank you.
The raw version, please. Do it. Go ahead. We are all ears.
Oh my God. All right. A raw version, right?
All right. We're ready.
All right. Just like that. They say I over long time because my money dey for my mind all time. But men that the Halana over the fly Cameroon for airline. I didn't have fun all about the goal. It's supposed to be number 9. Such a trick to pass my money. Define it. Stay on the grind. Money na money. No man of this year we don't like money. Working so hard so my future be jolly. Make una stop with the lumen with
Beautiful,
I
Nanova.
just of a nice bird. You guys don't listen.
Thank you so much, Nanova, and wish you all the best, and continue to dish out some very important and positive messages to our youths out there. And we hope to have you back not too long from now on Apex One Radio.
All right. I'm glad you guys had me today. I'm really glad for the warm reception. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you should enjoy the song to dance along with me.
Right, definitely.
Thank you.
And do have a fantastic rest of the day out there. We shall also be talking to Nanova's producer just right ahead in this edition of African Fiesta. But let's listen to Eboa Lotin a bit, and we'll be right back with it.
Ouponde minyangadu watimba pende minyangadu ngese bolie Bobunye bongo bakwedi bopo etenge Osimalane Tolambo Bobunye bongo bakwedi bopo etenge O masibane O Bobunye bongo bakwedi bopo etenge Wapo malande O Bobunye bongo bakwedi bopo etenge O masibane
And so, like I said, today we are doing Pachanga a la Cameronaise. We just had this one, Bonaba Kwedi by Ebwa. Lotting it has brought the time to 10 minutes to 12 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. In 10 minutes, we shall be receiving our studio guests, two of them, Angela M. and of course, Kwate James, Kenyan Ain, Ghanaian gospel artists, respectively. They'll be making their arrival in the studio of Apex One Radio, and once they come in here, it's going to be fantastic. Fiesta number 47, Ajik Maxwell at the production end, Ernest Kanjo at the hosting end of the show. Music. That one is titled Fatima Somebody. And so is the Miss Cameroon USA season. We shall be talking about that just right ahead. But then we have to speak to the producer himself. His name is Black Baby, producer of none of the artists we've just been talking with. This is Fiesta number 47. Don't go away. Okay, next up on African Fiesta number 47, Miami, Florida, United States of America. And when we get there, we shall be talking to Black Baby. Black Baby is an urban artist himself, but he's gotten into production and is producing lots and lots of young Cameroonians. Black Baby, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dan.
Welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm doing very well.
Yeah. How is Florida?
How about yourself?
How is Florida?
Oh, Florida is very good.
Okay.
Good weather. Nice and warm.
Great. So, Black Baby, we are bringing you on the airwaves today because there is something in the air. And that something is Nanova's Super Money produced by you. Are you confirming that?
Yes.
Beautiful. So, tell me, how did you come about producing this track?
Well, Nanova was, before Nanova was independent and she was actually doing her own things. So she came to me and she was asking for a favor to like help her to promote her songs and all that.
Okay.
So I started looking at what she did and I was very impressed. So, and then she did release the recording for Super Money. So I was like, I'll just sign you under me.
Okay.
And then I'll promote your music and I'll make sure everything is done properly to the way it's supposed to be. And you get what you want out of it.
Right.
So from there, we started working and now we're having some serious good results. So, yes.
Beautiful. I understand you've produced other artists. Is this the first time you are producing Nanova?
Yes, this is the first time I'm producing Nanova.
Okay. And you live in the United States, and this track was done in Cameroon. We just spoke to the artist, and she described how the process went through. How were you working with the team back home?
Well, I mostly speak with my whole crew through WhatsApp, internet, so pretty much social media to make sure that everything is done up the right way. So, I mean, it's pretty much communication. So I make sure everything is done. So every day I have to make sure that things are moved in the right order for it to happen. So that's how I got. And then the good thing is that these my crew members, they're actually good at working in a good pace, so that makes things a little bit easier for me and the whole team.
Right. I also understand that recording is a whole process. Were they sending you raw material to listen to and make suggestions, as the process went on?
Yes, they did. Okay. And I had to make sure that it's done to the very best maximum.
Okay. And were you satisfied with the end product?
Yes, I am very satisfied, and I'm willing to see how far it can even go.
And just how far do you intend to let it have this song go? What do you intend to do as far as promotion is concerned?
Well, the plan is for it to go nationwide, so we are not talking to different promotional agencies and also local areas, like we're going for the clubs, even the local bars. So pretty much every particular area that deals with the social music in the country is where we are targeting. Places that are low cost and also the places that may be high cost. So we're just pretty much we're just trying to saturate the market with the music.
So, tell us, do you have any project in the pipeline for Nanova after this one?
Right now, we can't really tell the public anything because when the time is right, we're going to tell them. But for now, we're trying to make sure that this particular single actually goes viral.
That's beautiful. And just to run off with you, could you just say one last word to fans of Nanova?
Pardon?
One last word to fans of Nanova before you leave us.
Oh, okay. You can find her on her SoundCloud. All they need to just type in is on Nanova Raps, and it will just pop up. And you can also check her on her official Facebook also, where it's called Nanova. Once you just put Nanova, it just comes up. So it's easy access. You can get there.
Okay. We want to thank you so much, Black Baby, and we hope to have you back on Apex One Radio not too long from now. Once again, congrats on this very great job.
All right, thank you.
Bye for now.
na mama Tikanga na wewe Nadinga moyo Africa dance Dobina ye Africa dance Dobina ye Mabina mpoka Mbolo mbolo e mbolo mbolo Wase moni dongo Mbolo e mbolo mbolo Yakate kongo Mbolo mbolo moni dongo Mbolo e mbolo mbolo Yakate ya bomingo
Jean-Luc dans Africa Dance à Chana-Pierre dans Vatang. Vous êtes bel et bien branchés sur les ondes de Apex One Radio. Nous sommes aux États-Unis and this is Fiesta number 47 reaching you from the state of Ohio, city of Columbus, United States of America. This day, May the 18th, 2016. We have our studio guests who are already here with us, Angela M. and of course James Kwate, gospel artists from Kenya and Ghana respectively. They've just made their arrival here in the studio, and just right ahead we shall be talking with this artist. But then we have another artist who is all the way in Cameroon, that is precisely in the town of Buea. She is a makeup artist in movies, and of course she is an actress herself. Charlotte Gobina is our next guest. Don't go away. This is Fiesta number 47.
On m'avait toujours dit que c'est très souvent les samedis qu'on te voit passer pour aller danser. Je ne voulais pas du tout y croire pour éviter un éventuel déboire.
And so, how much do you know about movie makeup? How different is it from the ordinary makeup which women do when they are going out for parties? These are some of the questions we shall be asking our next guest. Her name is Charlotte Gobina. Like I said, she is a Cameroonian actress based in Buea. And from the Southwest Regional Headquarters in Cameroon, Charlotte now joins us. Welcome to the show, artist.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Ernest. It's a privilege for me to be here today. I'm very glad for you giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
So, how is Buea today?
Buea is fine. Fresh weather, as always. Fresh weather, beautiful people. Thank you.
Right. Let me just find out, are you done with Bad Angel?
I am not done with Bad Angel because we're just having a a little break for now, but with no time, or in no time, shooting will commence again.
Right. Okay, we are going to come back to Bad Angel, Charlotte, but for the sake of our listeners, they would like to know how long you've been in the film industry.
Okay, for me, Charlotte Gobina, I have been in the film industry since 2011. That is 5 years now.
Okay.
I've been into the movie industry. Of course, Journey of a Thousand Miles begin with a step.
Definitely. And we understand that you act as well as do makeup. Let's talk about your acting career first, then we come back to the other aspect of production in which you are involved. What character are you playing in Bad Angel that is currently streaming on the CRTV? And what has been your experience in this project?
Actually, in the project Bad Angel, I am taking the role of Miriam. Miriam is a Sheriff's house help who makes advances towards her boss.
Right.
But because the boss is married and he has his dignity to keep, he prefers to bring in a concubine whom Charlotte is whom Miriam, is a thorn to her flesh. So Miriam is a nice character, easy to go along with. Yes, easy to go along with, understandable one, and
right.
Passionate lady too.
So, one other Cameroonian movie that has been in the headlines since March this year is Woman, which was first premiered in London in March and will be premiered here in the United States in June. Tell me, how did you get on board this project, and which character are you playing in the movie?
Okay, talking about the project Woman, I must start by saying it was a privilege for me to take part in that movie. I mean, I must congratulate the producer of the movie, the person who made the movie, Goretti Anu. I must congratulate her for that wonderful job. And how I got on board on that movie, on that project, is I did a movie called The Insider. I did a movie called The Insider, and coincidentally, during the premiering of the movie, a certain filmmaker in Cameroon, Mr. Kanyan Kwai, he was present, and so he was impressed with what he saw, the character I played there, and he was the one who recommended me to Goretti when they were looking for a character, Rachel Ndumbe, Woman. So that's how they got to me, and they auditioned me, and I just fit perfectly for what they were looking for, and that is how I got myself the role.
Beautiful. And in which other movies have you featured so far?
Okay, I first featured, that was in 2011. I first featured in a French series called Paradis, season 3, Paradis.
Okay.
Season 3, that was the first movie in which I featured in. The second one I featured in was a short film.
Right.
Was a short film called Stock. That was the title of the movie. Stock. It was a short film. That was in 2012. And after I did the project Stock, I did another project in Limbe. That was Broken Covenant.
Right.
From Broken Covenant, they were quite impressed with the role that I played there. So I was auditioned for another role in the project Insider, where I just said Kanya Kwai saw the role I took there and was impressed. And from Insider, I got myself the role in Woman, Rachel Ndube in Woman. And from there, I just found my way in the Bad Angel project after being auditioned, and it was just perfect for what they were looking for.
Right. So let's talk about Charlotte Gobina, the makeup artist. Tell me, how did you get into makeup, and for how long have you been doing it?
Okay, makeup is something that I have always had passion for it. Even before getting to this level in which I am right now, I've always had passion for makeup right from when I was growing up. You know, I'd always take my mom's makeup items and then I'll apply on my face and do whatever
Right.
I could do on my face. I always had that passion, that burning passion for it since I was a kid. So after the project Woman, I was inspired by the makeup artist, Maggie. Maggie is her name. I was inspired by her. The great work she did was so inspiring. I was like, okay, it means I can actually get to this level. I can actually do something too that people will be impressed about. I can actually contribute to the growth of makeup in the Cameroon film industry.
Right.
If this other person could do it, why can't I do it? And I have had some skills before, so I could just go on research or train more, and then finally I know I would skyrocket. So that inspired me a lot to carry out some research, and then I started doing what I could do from what I had learned and putting them into practice, and that is how I've been growing.
Right. So could you just briefly tell us the Cameroonian movies you've done makeup in?
Okay. As for Cameroonian movies that I've done makeup in so far, I'm doing makeup for the Bad Angel set. From the Bad Angel set, and after that, my work was seen and shown to people. And there's this other movie by Mother Cindy, whom she called me and she wanted me to do makeup in her movie, Chasing Tails, and that is what I did. Yeah, I did makeup in the movie Chasing Tails.
Right.
But I've been doing other makeup in different on different sets, like musical sets and others. Apart from just movies, and just in weddings, I've been doing makeup for weddings and all of that, apart from just movies.
Right. Now, Charlotte, you mentioned somewhere recently that Cameroonian movie makeup has been reduced to just painting of the face. What did you mean by that?
Okay, when I said Cameroonian makeup in the industry has just been reduced to just painting of the face, what I meant was that with makeup, when makeup is mentioned, for example, on a set, you're called to come and shoot on a set and you hear makeup artist, the first thing that comes to people's mind is, oh, they're going to paint my face, I'm going to look beautiful. Yes, I'm going to look beautiful, and that is just the first thing that comes to people's mind. But that is not the case, because makeup has a lot. What about special effects makeup? So we have based our mind on the fact that maybe producers or Cameroonian producers will mostly come out with films that has to do with the facial painting, the women, and just a little dusting on the males and all of that, because we've not really had those challenging movies that will need that we do special effect makeup that could create illusions like broken bones and wounds and blood oozing out from maybe a cut neck or something like that. We'll not really have those serious, haunting, challenging movies that will need that makeup artist to come or to work harder to get to that level of not just facial painting, not just putting the concealer and drawing or defining the eyebrow, locating the eye bone and all of that. Not just that, but working hard to know or to go extra miles to learn the special effect makeup.
Right. So the education continues. What are special effects makeups, and how difficult or easy is it to do them, especially in Cameroonian movies?
Okay, special effect makeups, they are visual illusions that are created by makeup artists on set. Like I just said, for example, wounds and broken bones and those vampire aspects, all of those are special effects makeup. They demand a lot of techniques and good artistical skill. You understand? And we cannot just by the little facial paintings we know, we cannot just get to that level without going through some training, some professional training to get to that level. We cannot just do like that without working hard. We need to work hard to get to that level.
Right.
And I wouldn't say it is too difficult. It is not very easy, but it is not difficult too, as long as we train for that. Because there are schools. Unfortunately, we don't really have schools. We don't really have schools for that here in Cameroon as such. But we can get to that level if we go on extra training for that. It is not very difficult as long as you know what to do, as long as you know the items to put in place.
Right.
You already have the idea conceived in your mind on what you want to do. You already have the items that you will need to use for that part. It is not going to be difficult as long as you have the training, so you know what exactly to do.
Right. So are you saying that the lack of formal training in this aspect of production accounts for the less developed nature in Cameroonian movie makeup?
I would say that yes, because we can. It's just like the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. You cannot leave step 1 to step 5 without passing through step 2 and 3 and 4.
Right.
You see. So yes, we have to do much work so that will not just be based on painting the green, red, and yellow on the face. Will not just be based on that. But going as far as international standards by creating these illusions that people will look and then they will believe it to be real. We'll see broken bones, we'll see blood oozing out from wounds. We'll be able to do wounds that are old and wounds that are still fresh. You see, we need a lot of training on that. If schools, we could have schools for that in Cameroon especially. And why not even travel out to get training for that? Because we are not having those challenging movies that will need that, we should work hard for this special effect makeup because we are going to grow our industry. We are going to make our industry grow. Like people will watch these movies and they'll be like, wow, what does this makeup? Cameroonians are getting to a level that, oh my God, this is amazing. I would want us to really have those kind of comments. Because most of our movies, you look at them, you wouldn't really find the special effect makeup as such. Most movies you want to watch, for example, you want to see a scene where maybe there is blood. You find a kind of blood that maybe they've mixed in something and some part is coagulated. It's like alcohol stained, some red color or something, you see? So when you get that training, you'll be able to know exactly how to mix blood or how to make blood look real on a set.
Right.
And for the camera.
Charlotte is her name. Charlotte Gobina, of course, is speaking live from Cameroon. She is a makeup artist. She is an actress, Cameroonian, of course, and she's speaking live on Apex One Radio. We're doing the 47th edition of African Fiesta this day, Wednesday, the 18th of May, 2016. Charlotte, just before you go away, do you have any plans to develop training projects in movie makeup in Cameroon?
Yes, thank you very, very much for that question. Thank you so much for that question. It's a challenging one for us here in Cameroon. Yes, I have plans to carry out or to come up with a training for special effects makeup, especially because I think as of now, most of us the normal facial paintings, the basic makeup. But I want us to take that challenge, that step further, to go and to be trained by the special effect makeup. So we will hit international standards as well. I want Cameroon to reach a level that when people watch our movies, because by the moment we train and get those skills, we will encourage our filmmakers here to be able to come up with films. To be able to come up with films and produce films that will need those challenging aspects in it. And we will be proud to say, yes, we can do it. Than call for people out of the country to come and do it for us. We'll be proud to say, yes, we can do it. There could be a few of us. There could be a few persons who could do that. But I think coming up with a training, which I intend to do, would inspire every other makeup artist and filmmakers to come up with some challenging things that would show our skills too.
Is there any particular requirement for anyone who wants to become a makeup artist? What should they have? Any qualification?
There isn't really any qualification to become a makeup artist. There isn't any qualification to become. Once you have the passion for something, it's easy for you to learn and to grasp it. When you have the passion to learn it, it won't take you so long to learn it. You just need your determination. You just need your interest in it, and that is how you will go further. Just hard work.
Yeah. Hard work, and of course, hard work. Charlotte, just before we leave you, could you just give an advice to someone who wants to become a makeup artist, aspiring makeup artist? What would you tell them?
Well, for those who are aspiring to become makeup artists, I would I would say that they should take it as a challenge, and yeah, they should take it as a challenge, go for perfect training, and and come up with something that they are meant to be written in the book. They should take it like a challenge. Study hard, work hard. It's all about working hard. It's all about taking those challenging or taking it as a challenge to you, so that the overtaking is allowed. Overtaking is allowed. So it's all about taking it as a challenge. Take it as a passion for those who want to become makeup artists. You take it as a passion, you will have that interest, that zeal. When you put in that zeal, it will be easy for you to learn. And yes, you will go further and you will go higher and higher. It's all about hard work.
Be passionate, learn, and of course, you will go further and further, higher and higher. Her name is Gobina Charlotte Cameroonian, actress and makeup artist. Charlotte, we want to thank you so much. We are definitely going to bring you back on the airwaves of Apex One Radio, because you can actually educate our people out there on this aspect of movie production, which is not very common, especially in your country. So, Charlotte, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day, Charlotte, and we wish you all the best. The dexterous fingers of James Kwate, giving us a live feeling of what music is all about on Apex One Radio's African Fiesta. And for those of you just joining us, you're welcome on board. And of course, those beautiful guitar strings and soul-searching, beautiful guitar sounds are ushering us here, ushering our guests here in the studio of Apex One Radio. Special guests, of course, in this edition of the show. And like I mentioned earlier on, we have Kenyan gospel artist in the person of Angela M here in the studio of Apex One Radio. She's accompanied by her producer, James Kwate. Both of them have been making headlines and making great strides as far as gospel music, not only in the state of Ohio, but throughout the African diaspora is concerned. So I want to take this time to welcome Angela and James. Angela, welcome to Apex One Radio again.
Thank you, Ernest. Thank you for having us.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all right, Angela. It's been long, eh?
Yes, thank you for having us back.
Wow, that's great. And so we finally have your producer here with you. The last time we had you in the studio, for some reason he couldn't make it. Perhaps tight schedules. James, you're welcome to Apex One Radio.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
How are you today?
I'm good, by God's grace.
So, both of you are here today because there are lots of things we have to talk about. Once again, I want to welcome Angela and James here in the studio of Apex One Radio. Perhaps before we kick off with the interview, could we just have another live music? I thought I'd already scheduled some good Angela and music here, but since you came with your equipment, let's have some live feeling of what you know best. Wow. That's beautiful. James, tell me, how can one get to this stage where you can play with the guitar as if you are just kicking the ball?
Well, I think one needs to just have that passion that probably we want to learn how to do that.
Okay.
And when you have that passion, you can do that.
For how long have you been playing the guitar?
I'll say maybe 25 years.
25 years.
Yeah.
Wow. This is interesting. Okay, James and Angela are here in the studio. Angela, how is the album doing?
Oh yeah, by God's grace, it's doing very well.
Okay.
I'm honored.
And we're talking about Highest Praise, right?
Yes, Highest Praise is one of the songs in the album.
In the album, okay.
Yes.
Which is the key song in that album again?
I Will Worship.
I Will Worship,
is the title
right.
of the
I Will
album.
Worship is the title of the album that was produced sometimes last year by James Kwate, and of course, Angela M is the artist. So, Angela, let me come back to you. This, so far, how has the public been reacting to this album, and what are people telling you? Which is the song they love best in this collection?
The very interesting thing about this album is that it has very different genres.
Okay.
And because of the many genres of music, it's hard to pinpoint which particular song because it all depends with the audience.
Okay.
Yeah, so depending on the audience, sometimes I'll be asked even to repeat a particular song more than once. And it's hard to pinpoint which one because it's all equally being received very well.
Right.
All the songs.
James, I guess this was the first time you were producing Angela.
Exactly.
Okay, and usually a lot of artists go with single nowadays, which is very easy to come by. But to do an album, it takes a lot with songs that are properly done. What was your experience going through all this?
First of all, thanks for having us here. We really do appreciate that. As for the experience, it was great, actually. And like you rightly said, coming up with a full album, it wasn't an easy journey, but it was hard work and it paid off. Yeah.
And tell me, how did it work out? Is it like she wrote the songs, presented them to you, you went through the songs, and tell me what went, under the bridge?
Oh, okay. Pretty much, I think she wrote some of the songs. Some of the songs too, she had lyrics, but she didn't have any tune to it. And so she brought it, we arranged together, took some few stuff out, and then added some few stuff just to make it more musical. And so it's kind of like a bit and pieces here and there, and we did it together. Most of the songs she wrote them.
Okay. And now, when you sit back and you listen to the songs in this album, do you have the impression that there was something you would have added or subtracted from it?
To be very honest with you, most of the times when people come to the studio, I make sure I'm giving my best, and they're also giving their best. And so with this particular project, I have played it over and over again, and I think it's full. Every song, it's full. There's nothing that I probably think I was going to add again or subtract.
Okay,
yeah, it's complete.
His name is James Kwate. He is a music producer. And of course, we are receiving him here in the studio, accompanied by Angela M., the artist he produced. Both of them are based here in the city of Columbus, and they do gospel music. One is from Kenya, one is from Ghana. How do you match this? She's from Kenya, and I've listened to Kenyan gospel music. I've listened to Ghanaian gospel music. They are really different, completely different. So how come you work with Angela and it goes smoothly?
First of all, the introduction, it was through a friend of ours in the church.
Okay.
Who knew Angela, and she introduced her to me. The friend is called Deaconess Irene. She introduced her to me a couple of years ago. And we came together, and when I listened to, I asked her to come to the studio. So when I listened to what she has in there, I realized that, it was something that I could do. Pretty much I do all gospel.
Okay.
And so it was something that I could do. And besides that, I realized that she's someone that has potential, because usually when you come to the studio, sometimes I want to test you,
right,
see what you can do and what you cannot do. And so when I tested, she passed her test, and I'm like, okay, no, I can jump on this,
right,
and work.
Angela, we have this tendency where some artists love to venture. I'll give you a case of this Ivorian artist who came to Cameroon on a visit. When he went back, he had to do Makossa, which is a Cameroonian genre. He had to do one of the other genres in the western regions of Cameroon. But he was an Ivorian. You've worked with Kwate, he is a Ghanaian, and you are Kenyan. Are you thinking of like trying something that sounds Ghanaian? Because I must tell you that Ghanaian gospel music is also hitting the charts these days.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm really hoping that one of these days we are going to work on one of that.
Okay.
A Ghanaian song. I love the Ghanaian language. It's beautiful. So I'm looking forward.
Okay, Angela is looking forward to doing the Ghanaian genre. Let's listen to Highest Praise in her first album. Then we'll come back to our studio guest.
In our desperate conditions, and He got us out in the nick of time. We were so glad when He quieted the storms down and led us safely to harbor. So thank God for His motherless love, for His miracle mercy to the children He loves. Lift high your praises and dance unto the God of angel armies, who is like Him, powerful and faithful from every angle.
I will give you my highest praise. Thank you, Lord. I will give you my highest praise. Thank you, Lord. Sifayatu, tumwinuwe Yesu higher, 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 higher. Sifayatu, tumwinuwe Yesu higher, 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 higher.
Shiba. X1 Radio, USA. FX1 Radio. The best in the nation. Culture, sports, entertainment, interview, FX1 Radio. FX1 Radio, the best radio. We love African culture.
How can I pay for the air that I breathe? How can I pay for the gift of life? How can I pay for blessing my soul? Give you the highest praise.
Highest praise.
Give you the highest praise.
Highest praise.
Meantime, we want to say good afternoon to all the gospel artists from African origin here in the United States of America, precisely to Mbowe Dole Johnson, Liberian, who will be back in Ohio this Saturday to launch her fourth album titled I Am a Miracle. So, just right ahead, we shall give you details of the program of that music album launch. This is Fiesta number 47 coming to you from Apex One Radio with Ernest Kanjo. And of course, this show has been produced from Valsich, Switzerland by Marcel Adig. Exactly 33 minutes after midday here in the studio. Situated at the northern belt of the city of Columbus, we have two studio guests, James Kwate and Angela M. right here in the studio. Highest praise, Angela M. on your stereo.
Moto moto, moto shuka, moto shuka, 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 amani shuka, amani shuka, amani shuka, 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 furaha shuka, furaha shuka, furaha shuka, shuka, shuka.
Sifayatu, tumwinuwe Yesu higher, 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 higher. Sifayatu, tumwinuwe.
And so next week we shall be having our reporters in Cameroon, Valerie Dulafe, and of course Ifana Kwala, who will be coming up with jottings from Douala, motivational talk of course. Good afternoon to actress Adela Elad, who's listening to us all the way from Boya, Cameroon. A special good afternoon to you. I'm thinking of my very good friend out there. His name is Silver Bride. Then to you, Dube Powell. Good afternoon and thanks for accepting Apex One Radio. Lots and lots of other exciting items coming up just in this 47th edition of the show. Don't just go. Thank you, Lord. Angela M. Beautiful gospel piece there coming to you from Apex One Radio. And this is live, raw music, emanating from the studios of Apex One Radio. James Kwate is his name, dexterous fingers on the guitar. Right, James, let me come back to you while the guitar is playing. There are two songs in Angela's album done in Kenyan indigenous language. I don't know if I'm right, Angela. Yes. I have is it Wangiri?
Wangirire.
Right, Wangirire and Hakuna, right?
Yes.
Okay, and just like I was asking you earlier on, these songs are done in Kenya and in Kenyan, and you will hail from West Africa. Did you have difficulties working on these two particular songs?
Not really, because what happened was initially I thought I was going to have challenges working with somebody from East Africa, because Angela was my first person that I produced from that is coming from that side of the world. And I didn't have any challenges at all, pretty much because what she did also was she prepped me. I started listening to more of East African music.
Okay.
And then she will give me songs that she likes, and I kept listening to them. So when we started a project, it wasn't a challenge actually. It was easy. And if you listen to Wagirere and Hakuna,
right,
you could realize that I just fused in a little bit of West African style to it, and pretty much so it was quite okay. And most of the times too, the source of my inspiration it's from God.
Okay.
And so that also helped me out a lot.
And when you're working with an artist from a different cultural background, does that help you to become creative as well?
Exactly.
Okay.
It helps me a lot because sometimes you get so used to your style.
Okay.
And so when you have to go beyond that line, it helps a little bit because you become creative, you learn more of their style, and then you fuse into your style, you combine East Africa and West Africa and just come into the middle, and it's to another level altogether.
Right.
Yeah.
Angela, tell me, have you done videos of some of the songs on the album yet? I remember the last time you came here, the album was just, you just released the album and you had not done any video.
Yeah, it's been quite a while, and we have done a few things here. We have 3 videos out.
Videos.
Yeah, we have one for Highest Praise.
Okay.
It's out there, and it's doing very well. We thank God. We also have God, You Are So Good. God is So Good, which was also released Thanksgiving last year. And we also have Days of Elijah, which is our latest song, which is not in the album, but it's going to be in the next project. Yes.
Okay, so you have 3 videos.
We have 3 videos.
Tell us, what was the experience doing these 3 videos? Because a video is a whole project on its own.
Yes, that is so true. That is another whole ball game right there. But it has been quite a journey.
Okay.
It's another time that we got stretched as well. But I thank God for a supportive producer who has also been a director.
Right.
For the videos as well. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Angela. We will come back to you, and when we do, we'll be talking about the awards project that is upcoming. Let's listen to Wanga Riri this time. Okay, we are going to come back to Wangariri. Time for us to listen to this spot. We'll be right back.
Okeringa shama
money. Favor is money. Hello, people of God. My name is Boaz Dollar Johnson, a Liberian gospel musician based in the United States of America. Come join me and let's launch my 4th album this month, the 21st of May at 6 p.m. in Ohio. And the address for this launching is 214 Fairway Boulevard, Whitehall, Ohio. St. Edward Episcopal Church. In that church is where this event going to be taking place. Come join us. The title of this new album is called I Am a Miracle. So come join me. Let's celebrate.
And so, come June the 18th, 2016, the 3rd edition of the Fellowship of African Gospel Artists Awards. And our guests in the studio will be throwing more light on that. For obvious reasons, they are nominees. And so, recognition is the reward for hard work. They've worked hard, and so they are being recognized. Angela and James are right here in the studio of Apex One Radio to tell us more about the Fellowship of African Gospel Music Awards that come up on the 18th of next month in the state of Pennsylvania, precisely in Philadelphia. Angela and James, once again, welcome. I want us to talk now.
Thank you.
Okay, so both of you have been nominated for the 3rd edition of the Fellowship of African Gospel Artists Awards. Without being the organizers or the initiators of these awards, I would like you to just explain to our audience what this award is all about and how both of you got to, get to it.
All right. Fellowship of African Gospel Artists in the Awards was formed to bring together the Africans in the diaspora.
Okay.
That are artists and producers, in the arts industry. Most of us, there was like a disconnect. Most of us didn't know each other. And I believe from the founders' explanation of this, they felt it would be nice to have something that will bring artists together and also expand the viewership and the listenership of these artists in the diaspora.
Prior to this initiative, James, tell me, how was the African gospel music industry in the United States faring?
Pretty much, I think so far, I would say it's quite okay. You're trying. You're talking in terms of the Africans, right?
Yes, in terms of Africans. Like she just
right.
said that people really didn't know each other. So, what was going on?
Yeah, actually, everybody's doing their own thing, and it's a big country, different states, and it's so large that even sometimes you don't even know this artist, but he or she is over there or in a different state.
Okay.
And I think people are doing things on their own, but I've realized not only Fawaga, but then I've realized people are coming together as Africans to be united and promote the gospel very well.
Right.
So currently, it used to be very bad, but currently it looks like people are connecting together to do stuff like that. Even they have a lot of WhatsApp group. African gospel artists has their WhatsApp group and things like that. So they're fellowshipping together right now to help each other as well,
Okay. Another fellowshipping is taking center stage these days. And like I earlier mentioned, both of you have been nominated for the FOAGA 2016. Let me begin with you, Angela. You've been nominated in 5 categories at these awards. First of all, let us know the categories.
Yes, I'm so grateful for that. Been nominated for Video of the Year, which is Days of Elijah. Then there is the Traditional Artist category, New Artist category, Female Artist of the Year, as well as Song of the Year, Days of Elijah.
5 nominations is not chocolate, it's not candy. It means that somebody somewhere listened carefully to you and had to recognize you. Once you've been nominated, you're already recognized. Tell me, when news broke to you that you were nominated into 5 categories at these awards, what was your first reaction?
Oh, yeah. First, there was that sense of disbelief. Then I was humbled, and it changed to excitement. It's been a lot of hard work, and it was encouraging to get this. This was one way to be encouraged that, keep on keeping on.
Right.
Yes.
This is your first nomination into FOAGA, I guess.
Yes, it is.
Did you expect it?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
This was a surprise.
Right. And James, tell me, this is an artist whom you produce, and she's been nominated for her first album in 5 categories. How does that make you feel? Are you surprised that this outcome is, are you surprised with this outcome?
I'll say I was also humbled, actually, when I got to know of that in 5 categories that she was being nominated for all those that. I was really surprised. I was surprised. At the same time, because I know there are great artists all over the places.
Right.
For somebody to critically narrow it down and to choose you, it means you have done something that is very unique. And so I was surprised, I was happy, excited that one way or the other, I'm connected to this particular award or nominations. And so I felt so proud, and I thank God for what he's doing in my life, actually.
I also went through the list, and James Kwate was nominated in the Best Producer category. Tell me, how was your reaction when that news got to you?
Yeah, again, coming back again, I was really surprised, especially coming back again to the fact that, one, I've done a lot of stuff for a lot of people here and there, and I would say 2, one, Minister Niado, he also won, I think, Best African Gospel Artist of the Year, somewhere last year. And so for this to also come through and 5 nominations, I'm like, oh, wow. And of course, when it came to me, and I thought, okay, it was her. And then mine came, I'm like, okay, wow, this is interesting. So I was really excited and happy that they also kind of recognizing me in that category, because usually I'm the type that I'm always working under the carpet. I just don't want to be out there.
Right.
And so I was a little bit excited, and I thank God for that.
How long have you been working as a music producer?
I'll say 12 years. I've done a lot of stuff over the years for people past, like 20 years ago. But when I started working on my own as a music producer about 12 years ago.
Right. And you operate from a studio?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what has been the experience? Do you think it's been exciting enough to keep you going?
Yeah, it's
Because
exciting.
music production. To be frank, is not easy. It's not easy.
Actually, you're 100% right. It's not an easy job, and I'm also a busy person. I'm so much involved in my church, Jesus Power Assemblies of God Church.
Right.
And so, adding music production, I have my professional job as well. It's not an easy thing.
Okay.
And so, with experiences, people come to the studio. They just think, they come, just sing, and then within 2 days your album is ready. And they come and they realize that, whoa, cooking this music is not an easy thing.
Right.
And some also come, they have no experience, and you have to walk them through, babysit them till you get to where you think, okay, now this can come out. Also, others also come, they are just on top, and you just go to the studio, you record, and you're done. And so it's been a wonderful journey and a wonderful experience, meeting different people from all walks of life, and it's amazing.
Right.
I love music, and so I enjoy what I do.
Angela, back to you and Fuaga 2016. 5 categories. Why do you think some people will sit down and nominate you in up to 5 categories, Angela?
Wow, that is still... I'm still amazed by that. But I want to be... This is the support from my fans.
Okay.
And if it was not for that, I believe this music would not be out there as it has been. And the great work that has been put in it we took our time. So I want to believe that also translated to this being noticed and being nominated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have perhaps some live music again. Then when we come back, we'll be doing the last segment of this talk. And so we have James with his guitar. Angela, do you play the guitar as well?
I carry it.
You carry it. You carry it. You don't play it. Okay. What about the keyboard? You carry it as well.
I can hit a few notes here and there.
Okay.
Yeah, simple tunes.
Right. James, must you be able to play an instrument to be a good musician?
Wow. I'll say yes. At least have an idea. I'll say yes. Have an idea of an instrument.
An instrument.
You don't have to be very good at it, but if you have an idea or you can just play around it, it helps to be very creative. If you're an artist and you want to write a song, when you know how to play keyboard or guitar, whatever it is, it helps a little bit.
Okay, but let me ask this question, which could also be very tricky. Okay. I mean, we are in the electronic age. The computer does everything. Why go striking the guitar with your bare fingers?
Yeah, in music, you have something we call the arrangement and all other stuff. Yeah, the computer can do almost everything. But at the same time, it's not like the natural when you can do it with your fingers.
Right.
Like you rightly say, you can just go to the studio and just with one keyboard, you can get drums, you can get everything in there. But it's okay, but it will be more kind of like a techno music.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, if really you want to take your music very far as an artist, it is good to learn an instrument. It's good to learn music because that will help you one way or the other along the road.
But I also have the impression that people who do gospel music, especially who come from the background of the church, are more versed with doing with instruments because they do live music in church most of the times.
I don't know if that is because, well, the secular people they're always also on the road all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think there's a balance there. Yeah.
Okay, let's have a piece of it again then.
Okay.
We get to other things.
Is she doing with me or what? Or just alone?
No, just you.
Angela is tired. She's been singing and singing and singing. Wow. Okay. We are all ears.
Okay. You ready?
She's ready.
Hey. Hey. Yeah. Let me hear you say, oh.
righteousness being restored. And these are the days of great trials, of famine and darkness and sword. Still we are the voice in the desert, crying, prepare
That's still second voice
the way
of
of the
Angela
Lord. Behold, he comes, riding on the clouds, shining like a sun. And the trumpets
A
call,
blend of Angela and
lift
James
your
just in the
voice.
studio of
It's a
Apex
year
One
of
Radio.
jubilee, and
What
out
a
of
day on
Zion's
African
hill
Fiesta.
salvation comes. Behold, he comes, riding on the clouds, shining like a sun. And the trumpets call, lift your voice. It's a year of jubilee, and out of Zion's hill
It's indeed
salvation
an orchestra here in the studio. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's indeed an orchestra here in the studio, as put by our producer, Maxwell. Angela and James, thank you so much for that live piece of music. Is it recorded? What you just did? Is it recorded?
Yes,
Okay.
it's out there.
It's out there.
Okay, that's beautiful. What is the title of that piece?
Days of Elijah.
Wow, that's great. Okay, so I'm back with you, and we're talking about the Fellowship of African Gospel Artists Awards that takes place this June, precisely on the 18th, in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, of course. And I understand that people are always humbled when they've been appreciated, especially when you've been nominated. You say, "I'm humbled," and so on and so forth. But everyone wants that prize, because it's not bad to win a prize. When you win, you are encouraged, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And so, but something must be done for you to be able to win. We are talking about voting.
Yes.
And I understand that everyone is out there canvassing for votes. Angela, of course, I am sure you also want to be voted.
Oh, yes,
So
I do.
why do you think someone should vote for Angela in those 5 categories?
And like you rightfully said, all the others are also canvassing for votes out there, and they are all great.
Okay.
All the nominees are great out there. And I want to say, vote for me.
Why?
This feels like...
Yes, because
This feels
they
like
should have a reason to vote for you.
It feels like I'm trying to get votes to become president, right?
Not politics anyway.
You don't have to be a citizen to vote for us.
Right.
Yes, anybody. That's a good part, that anyone can vote. Young and old can vote in this one. I want to ask for your votes, because those who nominated me, they heard something. They have been blessed by my music, and they want it to go out there even further to the rest of the world.
Right.
And when you vote and it's out there, it gets spread even more. And we would really want to share this message with more people.
Right. James, why do you think you should be the one to lift the coveted trophy of Best Producer of the Year at FOAGA?
Wow. Like you said,
I know it's a
you
difficult
don't want us to
question.
use the word "I'm humbled," right? Yeah,
Right.
but
We've already used it.
I think there are a lot of people out there that are doing great stuff, and for me, it's an honor for them to even recognize that. I want people to vote for me because it's a source of encouragement to me as well, and that will also help me. Help others and produce others one way or the other. I must say, this is not my first time, nor my second time that I've won an award, but
Okay.
I will say it's going to be a blessing if people can go out there and just vote for me to win the Best Producer. I really appreciate that.
Right. And so if they want to do that, how can they go along with the process?
I think they just want to log on to foaga.org.
Okay.
And the moment they go on, they get on their site, you see the process, how to vote on there. And so they can just go in, vote for Angela. She's in 5 different categories.
Okay.
And when you scroll down, you'll see my name there as a Producer of the Year.
Angela, could you just repeat that for those who intend to vote for you? What should they do precisely?
Yes. Please go to foaga.org. And once you're in there, go into every category I'm in and hit vote each and every time. when you just vote on one category, it's going to be for only that one category. So please make sure you go to each and every category and hit vote. For best video, Angela Mate, Days of Elijah, hit vote. Then you go to Artist of the Year, Angela Mate, hit vote. On and on until you get to the music producer, best music producer, James Kwate, and hit vote.
Okay. And one thing I can say that you can also vote more than once, provided you're voting on different devices.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have your iPad, you have your cell phone, you have different computers at work and at home, you can vote on them once on every device.
Right, so at Fuaga you can vote more than once, so long as you are using different devices. This is African Fiesta number 47, coming to you from Apex One Radio. We are receiving James and Angela here in the studio, and we are gradually but steadily moving to the end of the show today. Mr. Producer, I know that for an artist to be out there all the time, she needs to be active with concerts and so on. Do you have any in the pipeline?
Regarding her, there's a program there's a concert that is coming on somewhere in a couple of months.
Okay.
And it's going to be in Delaware. I take it back. It's going to be in Newark.
Okay.
And we're doing African Worship Night
in
Newark, where we're inviting everybody in Newark to come and experience the feel of or the way Africans worship. So this is more geared towards the whites, the Americans, the African Americans, to see how we worship. So the town of Newark is going to be turned upside down by the presence of God.
Right.
And the date, there's another concert that we're also working on somewhere in Powell.
Okay.
We're going to do an outdoor concert, and we're still working on the venue, and pretty soon we'll let you know. The venue. Yeah.
And it will be 1 year soon, Angela, since I Will Worship came out. Music these days is running on a very fast lane. So are you working on the next album or the next single?
Yes. Actually, that's a good question because, correction, it's 1 year last month.
1 year already?
1 year last month. Imagine that.
It's already more than
1 year
a year
last month.
Okay.
And we are already working on the next project. Days of Elijah is one of the songs that is going to be in our next project. It's going to be an EP.
Okay.
And it's connected to a project that we are working on. We started a not-for-profit organization.
Okay.
That's a topic for another time, called Giving Faith and Hope.
Right.
So this project is something that will gear towards that.
Right. James and Angela, God has blessed both of you. You are in the diaspora and you're doing well in what you love to do best. Are you thinking of giving back to your communities back home?
Exactly, and that's what she talked about, that we're trying to give back to our community back home. And so we're starting this project that is called Giving Faith and Hope.
So are you saying that sometime you'll be traveling to Ghana, to Kenya, or?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're working very hard towards that.
Right.
Yeah, actually we've started, and so it's something that we're working on.
I spoke with a gospel music artist on radio last week, and she said she has a tendency of going back home and encouraging other Liberian gospel artists, and even making an effort to educate some of them and helping them in their projects. So what about the young Ghanaians out there who are aspiring to become, gospel music artists, the Kenyans as well? Do you have any plans?
Yeah, and I want to start. I'll be a little bit religious. I want to start here in Columbus because they said go out to preach the gospel, and they started from their own grounds,
Okay.
And so this summer I'm working on a music school academy where I'm going to train the young ones how to play any of the musical instruments.
Okay.
I'm going to also train people how to record, be producers. And so somewhere June is going to take off at Jesus Power Assembly of God Church, where we'll train people how to play any musical instrument. And that's one way of they are giving back to them and training them and becoming great musicians. And that is if they want to be,
That is some good news there from producer James Kwate. Thank you so much. And we hope to or trail you in that project anytime, as soon as you are on the rail with it. Okay, Angela and James, want to thank you so much for coming into the studio. If we had much time, we would have continued the conversation, but hopefully we'll bring you back to the studio.
Sure.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us.
But before you leave, maybe the last raw piece, then Over and Love. Anything. All right, so as Angela and James concert to be able to know exactly what they're going to give us, this is Fiesta. I want to thank everyone who listened to the show today. And of course, we are about to run off.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
And this is live.
Thank you.
Just in the studio of Apex One Radio.
I just want to thank you.
What a beautiful way of ending Fiesta number 47.
Thank you, Lord. Asante. Midase Bwana Yesu.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Oh,
We just want to thank you, Lord.
Bravo, 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 bravo. Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much, Angela. We can't thank you enough. Thank you, and may God bless you. We wish you a very rich career, and of course, all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all our fans and for the support and encouragement. We are really appreciative of you all. You have been such a blessing. Thank you, Ernest, for your vote too.
Thank you. Okay, so that is how we put a full stop to this edition of African Fiesta. It was a very, very rich one, of course, with the presence of James Kwate and Angela M in the studio, giving this show another coloration. Thank you once again. And of course, that is how we are running off. And that's how we put a full stop to this 47th edition of African Fiesta that came to you from Apex One Radio this day, the 18th of May, 2016. It was a very big and dynamic team that kept you company this day. Central African correspondent in Yaoundé, Cameroon, Valerie Doulafe. Central African correspondent in Douala, Cameroon, Ifana Kwalar and Tabby Fawkins. Belgian correspondent Titus Banyo in Antwerp. Solomon Atta in South Africa for Johannesburg. Delicacy, Akosia, African Tele Review, Crystal Beauty, African Music Time, Maxel Adig, Resource Person number 1, Ken Shalimonet, Resource Person number 2, Matthew Eyong, Resource Person number 3, Suleiman Koyate, Content Critic, The White Bokori, guest in this edition of the show, Gobid Nashalot, Cyril Nambangi. We had Angela M and James Kwate, who were right here with us in the studio. We also had Nanova and of course Black Baby. Collaboration came from Lilis Asakwa, Gracie Boise, Karista Labelle, Christine Asiedu, Rita Obensin, Ajong Asonganim. Moral support from Tekla Abang Aminata Jai, Ernest Daba, and Lovetta Fongot. This show was produced from our studio in Valsuch, Switzerland by Maxel Atik. And of course, presented in the studio in Columbus, Ohio by Ernest Kanjo. Asking you to join me again next week for yet another vibrant edition of African Fiesta. And until we meet next Wednesday, it is bye-bye, ciao, River Mexiam gone. See you, and to God be the glory.
Hello, people of God. My name is Boa Johnson, a Liberian gospel musician based in the United States of America. Come join me and let's launch my 4th album this month, the 21st of May at 6 p.m. in Ohio. And the address for this launching is 214 Fairway Boulevard, Whitehall, Ohio. St. Edward Episcopal Church. In that church is where this event going to be taking place. Come join us. The title of this new album is called I Am a Miracle. So come join me. Let's celebrate.
Apex One Radio, USA. Apex One Radio. The best in the nation. Culture, sports, entertainment, interview. Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, the best radio. We love African culture.
Bola munja, bemune umaese. Eva system, soutenu par le maréchal. Muna motonde we no busanenika. C'est le mari d'autrui, fais attention. Munda motonde we no busanenika. C'est la femme d'autrui, fais attention. C'est le mari d'autrui, fais attention. Munda motonde we no busanenika. C'est la femme d'autrui, fais attention. C'est sucré, c'est bonbon, et parfois le miel. Kweda motoma wa metemwe. C'est sucré, c'est bonbon, et parfois le miel. Kweda motoma wa metemwe. Una lukoto na find chop the kill person. Nous savons pas dina la mola moto oita pae. Muda moto lo babina oipole. Tomuma moto de umba utobe. Ibanya na mani mese mama wana pondi benae. Ibena tibele bosinga mani mese nyolange.
asino nuo mi comanda mi boasi avale ya yo
Now you listen. This is Wally Badaru from back in the day. All right. Really awesome song. Do something with it.
This is a special dedication, everybody, man. I just listen up now. I J Mortens. Listen up now. Baby girl, I know fit now your loving the sweet me. See the way you make me feel like say now my birthday. Hey, you the tingalinga my heart. You the tingalinga my heart. You the tingalinga my soul. You the tingalinga my soul. See, now you be my star, oh baby. Now you be my sunshine, honey. Without you, how I go shine? If you leave me, how you go be? Baby, when you call my name, it make me to cool my temper. Biko, come back to me. Eva, 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 Eva. Some just they talk say me and you no go last year, but I know the shake oh baby, cause I love no be wanting to fair. My friends say me they wonder before how we they play this loving. Now because we love each other, men they come they jealous they so. You're my one and only. You the sick like honey. You the make my heart go tingling. Eva, 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 oh. You're my one and only. You the sick like honey. You the make my heart go tingling. Your love no be wanting to fair. Eva, Eva, Eva. Everybody say, never know, never know. The love no be wanting to see fair. You're my one and only. You the sick like honey. You the make my heart go tingling. Eva, 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 oh. You're my one and only. You the sick like honey. You the make my heart go tingling. Your love no be wanting to fail. Everybody say Jay Morton's.
Hey there! How much of Africa do you know in terms of geography, history, politics, economics, tourism, sports, and cuisine? How much of African music do you get to listen to or dance to? Who are those Africans who inspire you and make you dream to reach the apex? Find out more about the continent in African Fiesta. African Fiesta is a midweek magazine that brings African values to the platform and presents them to the rest of the world. African Fiesta is information, education, and entertainment. African Fiesta is every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 3 p.m. in Limbe, Cameroon, Lagos, Nigeria, and 3 p.m. in Lomé, Togo. African Fiesta, just on Apex One Radio. Join us for the feast.
kopeke mapito e Sekinde mundu mama koma kona oya bana bayola na nibe nimbolo na somele walondo wa me anonimu na ho na mama nongi watete na puna batate bongo wakabami Benadi Boko Orlando di Boko Bobi Kobami Edi Mosho
mwana momi. Selele, 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 wende bami ya mwana momi. Na bia potuna nikande mende no be. Kena si body po amule mama. Na biate na nikande kusa no be. Kena si body po amule mama. Selele, 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 wende bami ya mwana momi. Na wana wamba kudatanga utibate oni mkomangano sembere. Na biya bagana nikande wende no be. Kena si body po amule mama. Omboa, ombe makukamponde. Ndumbuwa bane, ombe matelane. Mumina mumi, numusimbuwa muto na bekwani. Toteka mo bologi bongo to woma imeneja Jola jese, manyaka mabuki bomba. Mumina mumi, numusimbuwa muto na bekwani. Toteka mo bologi bongo to woma imeneja Eric Jimba Jimba, Bello Drum Senawa, Michel Bumba, Belemba et Mimangolo, Namboku Mamadou Pierre Batamak, Ngebo Solo, Mourougou. C'est ma, Christian Bende, c'est ma, Nyakapondo Ferdinand, Yere Boulet, équipe du Mama, Jackie et Kédi Gamé, c'est ma, Charlie Chekwala, Choco, Matendo Villa, Christian Copa. Abetina Bedio, ya le toma la morinie. Toma, Agnès Massapo, ya le toma la morinie. Toma, ya le senga la go. No velen na tomane, sena na bolonde. Selele, selele, selele. Bende babi ya mwana mumi. Sam Kepe, Ofuku Club Paris, na bebe ngalo. Amasa Koko, Abia, Amasa Betami, Amasa Koko, Abia, Amasa Betami. Every Christian, every local, Manadosa, Sheriff King. Mananda Mamoya, le Malamo Linie, Tongalen la Tomane, la Bolonde. Mananda Mamoya, le Malamo Linie, Tongalen la Tomane.
Apex One Radio, USA. Apex One Radio. The best in the nation. Culture, sports, entertainment, interview, Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, the best radio. We love African culture.
Don't get confused. Ni le grand president Pitson presidenta yake.
Imekuwa muda sasa baba, sija kuimbia Lingala baba. Nimekuwa nikijishughulisha na marege na maraga, mablues zikafanya mimi nikalala. Sasa nimeamuka baba, naimba Lingala. Waliniambia Lingala poa, nifunge mshipi juu ya tumbo na nitue kilingala eti beti Lingala eza moke. Wakaniambia Lingala poa, nionge katikati ya wimbo eti
naongea sina kitu kusema.
Mimi nasema Lingala ya Yesu haikuangi complicated. Ukipewa kagitatu ukipewa kagitatu unainua mikono juu, unasifu Yesu juu. Lingala ya Yesu wangu inaokoa, Lingala ya Yesu wangu inabariki, Lingala ya Yesu wangu si complicated. Unasifu, unasifu, unasifu Yesu juu. Lingala ya Yesu wangu inaokoa, Lingala ya Yesu wangu inabariki, Lingala ya Yesu wangu si complicated. Unasifu, unasifu, unasifu Yesu juu.
Wasanii siku hizi wananifurahisha sana.
Sio lazima utoboe kila pahali ndio msanii usikike. Sio lazima magari ya kifahari ndio video ishike. Sio lazima ujue Kilingala ndio Kongo ufike. Naomba dansa, nguo zimewabana, ndio wabana.
Ambia Didier Kimani tunakuja Kinshasa. Tunaletwa na orchestre demo pao kasika. Ninakuja na Legramo mi Karumoi Pitson.
Mimi nasema Lingala ya Yesu haikuangi complicated. Ukipewa kagitatu ukipewa kagitatu
kweli
unainua mikono juu, unasifu Yesu juu. Lingala ya Yesu wangu inaokoa, Lingala ya Yesu wangu, Lingala ya Yesu wangu inabariki, inabariki, Lingala ya Yesu wangu si complicated.
President
Unasifu,
Pitson
unasifu,
Ayako
unasifu Yesu juu. Lingala ya Yesu wangu, Lingala ya Yesu inaokoa, Lingala ya Yesu wangu, Lingala ya Yesu, Lingala ya Yesu inabariki, Lingala ya Yesu, Lingala ya Yesu wangu si complicated. Unasifu, unasifu, unasifu Yesu juu. Unasifu, unasifu, unasifu Yesu juu. Unasifu, unasifu, unasifu Yesu juu. Sio jina lako msanii, unasifu Yesu. Unasifu, unasifu, unasifu Yesu juu. Unasifu, unasifu, unasifu Yesu juu. Unasifu, unasifu, unasifu Yesu juu. Unasifu,
ndio wananiita huko.
unasifu, unasifu, unasifu Yesu juu.
Mokolo kolo Mai Kalambai. Usikomplike Lingala sana. Hii mambo si ngumu. Tukipewa kagitaa tunakatika. Asante sana.